to be my co-stream of Gamescom Opening Night Live. If you're watching the past broadcast, you can see right there. Skip ahead about 20 minutes to start watching the pre-show. We love to be one of the official co-streams of Opening Night Live, as well as the Game Awards, as well as all the other things Keighley does, like Summer Game Fest. I feel like he does really good work, so keep it here for all live coverage this week with Gamescom. We did check out Black Myth Wukong on PS5, and I'm going to be ending that stream and bringing people over. If you want to check that out, check that out. The PS5 performance issues are abundant. I was certainly having some issues with the performance mode. I was having frame rate issues in boss fights, input issues. The more I played, the worse it seemed to get. Maybe there is a memory leak or something. Maybe I could have restarted the game and it might have fixed some of it. But by and large, was having a pretty rough time with it. So if you want to kind of see that that video, it is available and on the channel. Give it some love, give it some comments. Appreciate you guys so much. And looking for some big announcements here from Gamescom and Keighley. We're hearing that a PS5 announcement for Indiana Jones seems to be imminent at this point. So let me pop out the chat so I can see what you guys are all saying. As you guys all come over from that redirect, make sure you are smashing the like button. Appreciate you guys so much coming over from the first stream of the day. And Opening Night Live should be starting very soon. Well, at least the pre-show will be starting soon. Let's get those first 100 likes. If we get 5 more members, I owe you guys a 10 bomb. Lineup is Call of Duty, Monster Hunter Wilds, Indiana Jones Great Circle, Little Nightmares 3, Dragon Ball, Batman Arkham Shadow, and Diablo 4 Vessel of Hatred. I'm good, Matt Gall. How are you? Only 1080 on the official Game Award channel. Yeah, that's fine. That's fine for a live stream. That's totally fine. Streaming above 1080 is just not necessary. Ready to see some stuff, says Mile High with a VIP. That VIP gets added to the goal. Thank you so much. Any of you guys that are at Member Plus and above, you count towards that goal. And thank you to all of the people who have upgraded to Member Plus or above, the VIPs as well. You guys are at the highest count we have ever been. We are currently sitting at 516 people at Member Plus and above. Looks like Black Myth Wukong will be there. One of this will be. It's probably, what do they call those? They call them launch trailers. The trailers that they like basically publish on launch day. No Silk Song. Keighley has already shot that down. No Silk Song. No Silk Song, boys and girls. $26 months from P. Dudley. Thank you so much, P. Dudley. I got the intro of this vid at the end of the Black Myth Wukong gameplay vid. Yeah, that's how we always do it. Haven't you ever been here when we do a redirect, homie? I've been doing that for probably 2 to 3 years. We sort of start the new stream before ending the previous, and then we do what's called a redirect. I've been doing that for a really long time. That's not abnormal or different than what we've been doing for, I think, about 3 years now. About 2.5 to 3 years. Would you agree with the 82 score for Black Myth so far? Or do you feel like it deserves a bit higher? I actually... Here's what's interesting, is all the scores that were like 6s or, 7s, I don't feel like any of them made it about performance. They all made it about, like, stuff that, like, I haven't had an issue with. Like, oh, repetitious boss boss fights or enemy fights and stuff like that. I'm like, yeah, but that's kind of how these games are, right? Like, somebody made that remark about Elden Ring. It's like a lot of the fighting in Elden Ring, you know, it doesn't change much throughout the entire game, and that's totally fine. Like, you know, when I was fighting Mesmer, I was doing a lot of the same dodging and a lot of the same attacks and a lot of the same strategies that I had done for other fights. You know what I'm saying? It's like the game didn't reinvent itself. Now, Mesmer was very different. So maybe that's what they're talking about. I usually catch it live, didn't realize it when I was watching an old vid. Oh yeah. We started doing that a while ago, Hunter, because like it leads to like a seamless handoff to the new video. It's like really, really helpful. So Concord is live. Let's go. Yeah, let's go, dude. I was having a really great time with Black Myth Wukong for probably the first 2 hours. And the last hour, somebody in chat said, this is where I started getting frustrated with the combat. I wonder if they started getting frustrated with the combat because they experienced what I experienced. And there were like input drops and there was frame drops. And it was like, I didn't feel like I was losing to the boss. I felt like I was fighting with the game, you know? That's frustrating because the fights are cool. Those guys all have really, really good telegraphs. I think they've done an excellent job with enemy telegraphs and flow state of fights, but I can't get into a flow state with the fight because I don't know if I'm making... It's really difficult. I talked about this at the end of the stream. It's really, really difficult to deduce if you've made a mistake or if the game has made a mistake when you have egregious evidence of like input drops. It's like, what do you want me to do? I don't know if the game's messing up or if I'm messing up at that point. If it's a boss rush for over 30 hours and no meat on the story, it will fall off. I don't know, Paul. I think some people will like the fact that it's just a very straightforward game where they get to go and fight bosses. You know? You think the Steam score is deserved? That's not up to me to decide. It's not up to me to decide. If the audience is saying we love it and it's getting a 96%, it's getting a 95% on PlayStation. Now people are like, oh, that's China. That's China. Okay, well, go to the Black Myth Wukong. Hang on. Black Myth Wukong Steam storefront. Click on the review score and it'll only show you English. So right now it has a 96. And if I'm just looking at the English, if I filter to just my language, it has a 94%. Like, I don't know what to tell you. It's not up to me to say whether or not that's a deserving score. That's the audience saying we think this is awesome. Joker Quinn gifts a member and gets us a little bit closer to 150 where I drop a 10 bomb. Thank you so much, Joker Quinn. Guys, these are great days to gift members. We have so many people that tune in for these live events, and it's great to reward them with a membership, and then they can be a part of what we do here. Yo, Danny just got us one step closer. VIPs and Member Plus renewals count towards that weekly goal. Thank you, Danny. Let's visit the user scores in a week or so. I don't know with that many scores how much it could drop, Eugene. I mean, I'm going to be honest with you, Eugene. Like, just how much do you think the score can drop when right now it has 115,000 reviews, and when I go to my language, it has 4,500 reviews? You're not going to be able to make a dent in bringing that down. And I don't know if a lot of people are going to go back and say, yeah, I'm lowering my score because... I don't know what. It got harder as I went or something. If there were performance issues, it would have been bombed immediately on PC. I think it's running, significantly better on PC. But, the problems on PlayStation 5, I hope can be patched. I'm dead serious. Like, Zubair, you were saying nothing here is egregious. If people would have had the experience I just had in just a matter of 3 hours, it would have really hurt the review scores. They would have been like, I had 2 bosses in a row where I was having frame drops, frame stutters, dropped inputs. Like, it would have hurt the review score. The first 2 hours, we were like, yeah, this seems pretty okay if you can get past the FSR sort of muddying up the image to maintain frames per second. But I got to that second and third hour and I was like, dude, this is bad. I'm having actual performance issues. It runs amazing on PC. I'm at 100 FPS, 1440. I'm kind of tempted to try it out on my 2080 rigs, but like I don't want to start over. But I am kind of curious if I could get, you know, I would want to go to those specific fights on my PC and see, you know, if they feel drastically different. Because especially that fight in the water, I really liked him. He was a cool boss. And then the one guy that kept disappearing on me, he had like the teleporting ability. When I finally killed him, it was ruined by a significant frame drop. I did this really cool animation where I flew forward. Oh no, it wasn't him. It was the guy with the big gold head. The optional boss with the big gold head. I go flying forward with my wolf form and the whole game hitches and you don't even really get to see it. Will you finish the game? At this point, I'm going to wait for a patch. I don't want to continue having the experience I was having. I was about an hour or two in. I was like, yo, this game's kind of pulling me in. I can get over the blurriness. It's maintaining frames. But then I had 2 boss fights that just felt genuinely terrible. It's like, I don't want to play this if this is how it's going to go. You know? Excuse me. Constantly dropping my inputs is a really fast way to get me to stop playing your dadgum game. Like, and it was happening a lot. It wasn't like every once in a while. In one fight, it would happen 3 to 4 times. It completely throws off the rhythm of the fight. You can't get into a flow state. And what Paul is saying, it's got really cool combat, but the story and the world are missing. Right, and if that's your centerpiece and your center value offer is the combat, it's got to run immaculately. I can't have issues in a boss fight where the frames are dropping and the game is like sort of stuttering a little bit and then you're dropping my inputs. You're going to immediately make me not want to play the game. Yeah, the time that you couldn't pause, I was like, what the frick? I was like, pause the game, pause the game. Apparently, if you're dodging, you can't pause, but if you're sprinting, you can. I guess I must have been dodging. Anyone tried balance? Balance mode generally stays at 45 frames per second. I actually tried that for the one boss fight, and it seemed to help a little bit. I felt like I got way more perfect dodges because it felt like it wasn't dropping inputs. Like my dodging was more consistent. It still dropped inputs, but I felt like the input dropping went down. And the way Zubair explained it, he said when it's having those big frame chugs and those big frame drops, he's like the CPU could be sort of like overwhelmed and it might not even be registering your input. That might be why it's happening. Yo, what's good, Seeds? You're at the beach? Down 4 Miami Vices and taking a break? Hey, brother, kick back, Seeds. That's it, dude. That's the life. That's the life. That's a good end of the summer right there, man. Prop your feet. You've been working, man. You deserve it. I've been playing on balance, but it definitely still has issues. That's why I said the 82 would likely be where this game lands. If it's narrow and linear and boss rushy, it needs to run perfectly and to do what it's trying to do excellently. Yeah, for sure. For sure. Yeah. And I'm sure people will say that, like, oh, that's a skill issue. Lono just needs to get good. And I'm sure I'll get hate or whatever. But, I mean, you can visibly see it happening on stream. I'm, like, not making it up. Like, you can see my character jump and not do the heavy attack. It's like, what the frick's going on? PS4 Pro should help. I don't know. I don't know. It's running at 1080 in performance mode. Like, I can't imagine why it's dropping frames. That it could be something inherent to the Unreal Engine that the upscaling of the PS5 Pro is not going to help with if it's a latent issue with the game. Input beggar, that's right. Raven, a memory leak could explain it, which could also discredit Zubair's CPU theory. Well, Throbby, does it really matter if it's a CPU problem or a memory leak? Does it really matter? I mean, it's happening pretty consistently. The PS5 Pro isn't a magic bullet. Yeah, the PS5 Pro is going to essentially help a developer to lower internal resolution and upscale and thus get better and more consistent performance. They already have it set at dynamic 1080. I mean, I don't know how much lower you can go than that. What game are you talking about? Black Myth Wukong. Black Myth Wukong. I just played it for about 3 hours on the PS5, and there are some pretty significant performance issues. So I'm not really sure why people are on Twitter are like, nope, runs perfectly fine, no issues at all. It's like, I don't believe you. I had measurable problems. Like, you could see them happening. It wasn't like, oh, I think it's a little blurry, and for me, as a subjective opinion, I think that that's kind of, unappealing. FSR, to me, creates an unappealing image. Well, okay, that's my subjective opinion. Frame stutters, frame drops, and input drops, those things are objectively happening. Like, that's not a matter of my opinion. Those things were actually happening on my stream. It looked like in some cases you didn't have enough stamina for jump plus heavy. Not saying you didn't have dropped inputs as well. Yeah, some of the times, Jazz, I literally had just come from doing nothing. Like, I was like I was just standing still, and I jumped and hit heavy, and it's like, what are we doing? I had the heavy white dot. I had just come from like either a neutral stance or him in a neutral stance, and it just doesn't do it. And the real reason I know, Jazz, that a lot of the times it wasn't that I didn't have stamina is because I would land and I would do it anyway. I would do the heavy attack after the fact. It was like, what the frick? Because I'd be like hitting it, like, come on, do it. I would like try to do it before I hit the ground, and I would do it anyway. So I clearly had the stamina to do it because I did it after landing a lot of the times. No, you're lying. Stop lying. What's the resin balance mode? I'm not sure. Everyone else is just not being truthful. Anybody saying that the game is running perfectly fine on PlayStation and is not having issues, no, they are not being truthful. That's not an accurate representation of the product. It is clearly having issues. It is clearly dropping frames. It is clearly dropping inputs. So anybody saying that, no, I don't think that they're being truthful. I think that there are people right now on Twitter treating this like a Sony pony moment, and they want to rub it in the face of the Xbox boys. And when that happens, they will pretend like the game is a golden egg and it's just this perfect thing from heaven. And it's like, no, there's tons of problems with this game on PlayStation. They could have played the stretch where you weren't having any issues because, like you said, it was running steady 60 and then that fight happened, and after that you were pissed. I mean, that's true, Craven. That's true. So maybe some people last night tweeted a little bit, prematurely. Anybody saying it after, I would say after, 2 to 3 hours of gameplay, being like, nah, I haven't encountered a single problem. It's like, I don't believe you. I don't believe you. Had no idea it was Gamescom already. Wolverine gameplay tonight? No, I don't think we're getting any Wolverine gameplay tonight. Maybe those people have last gen eyes. Some people don't notice it. I don't know how you don't notice frame dropping in a boss fight. Like, everything slows down. It gets all stuttery. Like, it causes issues with your inputs. Like, I don't know how anybody can not see that. The people that are like, I can't tell the difference between 30 and 60 FPS, I'm like, yeah, sure. But the people that are like, yeah, no, it runs fine. It's like, okay. Eurogamer's review dropped. I don't think that just dropped. I already saw that them claim that it was a hollow and rudderless action game. I don't know why it's republished today. Oh, maybe they updated it today because now maybe there's less embargo on story things or something. I think there was embargo on story elements. Maybe they updated it because I read that Eurogamer article when the embargo dropped last week. They probably did an updated, they probably updated it to include story things that were under NDA. Dino says they're stoners. Thank you for the 2 spot. Kind of intense music, yeah. Guys, this is going to be a pre-show. The official show with Keighley starts in like 30 minutes.
Welcome to the Gamescom Opening Night Live pre-show. I'm Kyle Bossman, and I'm going to be teeing up trailers and building anticipation in these final few moments leading up to the big show itself, Gamescom Opening Night Live 2024. Now, here's the weird thing about the pre-show this year. We have more games in this pre-show than ever before, and a bunch of them are brand new game announcements. That's mucho. Street Fighter 6 showed up for this. The pre-show is good. So let's get it started. We're talking about Dave the Diver first, who's had some fun and unpredictable collaborations already this year, but he's not done yet. Let's see what Dave's getting into next.
Guten Abend, Gamescom! And hello to everyone watching around the world. This is Opening Night Live from beautiful Cologne, Germany. And we have our biggest live audience of fans ever here at Cologne Messe. Over 5,000 people together as a community to celebrate our love of games. And of course, millions of you watching online around the world, welcome. We have gathered for the grand kickoff to Gamescom, the world's biggest in-person video game event. And this is our 6th Opening Night Live. Now tonight, for the first time, we have a live sign language stream of ONL to make the show even more accessible. Thank you to Kaborski, who's signing the show right now. Thank you, Kaborski. Now, while the game industry certainly has faced challenges this year, I know that ONL will get you excited about what's to come later this year and in 2025 and beyond. Now, over the next 2 hours, you're going to see world premieres from studios big and small, including, yes, some new game announcements you're not expecting, and some surprises, so get ready. From Monster Hunter to Indiana Jones, Dune to Civilization, Call of Duty...
I know you're joking, Zubair, but I was going to say the same thing. I always hate when the shirt's longer than the jacket.
Because they wanted to be here with you guys at Gamescom, and I am so honored and grateful to have the opportunity to present these games to you.
I know the people that complain about ads, it's like, what are you tuning in for exactly, right?
Gamescom, Sensi bereit for the world premiere? I tried it. All right, here's our first world premiere, a brand new game announcement. This one hasn't leaked, and it's exclusive right here at ONL.
Not leaked. Let's go. We can actually feel surprise for the first time in years. Oh, no. Oh, please. Oh, please. Come on. They need a win. Firehawk. Yeah, come on! Please. 2025. What did I tell you? I told you. I said they can just do a Borderlands teaser like the last time. That seems like a much more serious tone. I'm really interested.
October 25th marks the release of Call of Duty Black Ops 6. To debut an extended look at the campaign gameplay, please welcome John Zuck and Catherine Anderson from Raven Software.
Black Ops returns with an epic story and signature blockbuster action where players question everything and trust no one. It features an all-new campaign with 16 new multiplayer maps, with the return of classic Prestige and Theater mode, and 2 brand new Zombies experiences on day 1. You'll see live MP, Zombies, and Warzone gameplay at the Call of Duty Next event on August 28th. And starting on August 30th, you'll be able to join the MP open beta to try out the brand new Omni movement system for yourself. But today, we're here representing the Raven team, who's leading the campaign in partnership with Treyarch.
The Black Ops 6 campaign is set in the early 90s, a time of global turmoil and uncertainty as the Cold War comes to an end. You're joined by legendary characters Frank Woods, the grizzled vet, and Russell Adler, the ultimate wild card. Together with new allies Troy Marshall and Jane Harrow, and unbound by normal rules of engagement, you'll unravel a mind-bending conspiracy. In the mission we're about to show you, our rogue team has targeted a senator attending a political fundraiser in order to gain access to a top-secret black site underneath Washington, D.C.
This is Most Wanted.
So we're gonna show up to this fundraiser, get what we need from the senator, then grab Adler from the black site before anyone knows what's happened. Camera actually works.
Sometimes I surprise even myself.
Let's just hope Sev and Case can get the retinal scan.
Senator's on stage now. Use your camera to get a better look. The senator isn't giving interviews tonight, and he doesn't go anywhere without his security detail. I've marked a few leads that could help get you close enough to do the retinal scan. Take your pick.
I got it on good authority that the senator stole some sensitive information from the people I work for.
Who the hell are you? Blackmailing a senator with sex tapes. Can't beat the classics.
I've cleaned up another of your messes.
Lee Grisham, head of security for All Dream Energy.
Grisham might be our way to McKenna.
I modified the infrared image to highlight the capillaries in the senator's retina. It should have just enough resolution.
Please help. They took me during shift change. Knew our schedule somehow. Started shooting.
It must be Pantheon. We can do this loud or quiet. Go. Easy, Adler. We're here to help.
Guess Woods got my message.
The old man says you're worth it. Better be right. Sev, we got the prize.
Good. Now get out. Fast. We've got party crashers up here.
Great. You good to go?
Am now. Take cover!
Stay low until that minigun stops spinning. These Pantheon guys literally sent the big guns after you, Adler. How's that feel?
Like progress.
Up through the service hatch. You two first. I'll give you a boost. You first, Adler. Come on, Case. Easier coming down. Here. Almost home free. Adler!
I got you.
Man, you're heavier than you look.
Thanks. Hope you have a plan B.
Same as plan A. Go up. We'll just take the scenic route. Let's get moving. ready for exfil. What's the play?
No play. This place is surrounded by cops. We can't reach you.
Damn.
Yeah.
If we can't outgun them, we outrun them.
Just like that, huh?
Just like that.
Ever do anything like this before?
No, but I don't see any better options, and I'm running out of bullets.
Met me on 10 o'clock.
Keep them off here.
I don't know what some of you guys in chat are on about. I thought that looked great. Lighting, shadows, the action, the movement, the sound, the guns, they sound so good. Y'all are crazy.
More coming at Call of Duty next, and now I'm honored to introduce my co-host for Opening Night Live. You know her from her years of hosting League of Legends esports around the world. Did you know that she got her start as a competitive Unreal Tournament player? That's right. Please join me in welcoming to ONL, Shocks.
Thank you for the warm welcome. Unreal Tournament, that is quite the throwback, but I am so excited to be here tonight revealing many of the games on Opening Night Live and highlighting events happening during this Gamescom week in Cologne. Gamescom really is the best week for games worldwide every year, and I am so stoked to be back here with you all celebrating it. Now, it is my pleasure to share a message from Gamescom to you, our gaming community.
I mean, I guess that's fair. I always try to encourage people to go back and watch the trailers later on your own, because that game looked phenomenal. The Black Ops game looked really good.
From places far away, and that you always have the best adventures, that you fight for the things you love, and that you love the things you do. Dear future me, my favorite thing in the world is to play. Do you like to play too?
Yes, the future is here, and we are ready to play. Let's take a look at this fun trailer.
Hey, you're finally awake. You were trying to cross the border.
I love this. This is great.
Hey, you're finally awake. You were trying to cross the border.
Yeah, this has got to be Batman, because wasn't it Gotham something outside? Oh my gosh. Goat Simulator. Right? It's a Goat Simulator. I got to give them credit. They always throw everything at you in a trailer. Their trailers are always great.
The GOAT of all remasters. Okay. Well, we are expecting hundreds of thousands of fans at Gamescom this year in person, but if you cannot be here with us, don't worry. You can join us virtually by going to Gamescom Global, where you can explore and discover what the world's gaming industry has in store for you. And our very own Gamescom studio is here with all-day coverage of the event, so tune in to Gamescom Studio's broadcast by IGN on Twitch or on YouTube. Now, we have some news on Persona 3 Reload and its next DLC episode, Aegis, The Answer, coming on September 10th. It's time to reveal a surprising boss fight coming to the game.
Tomorrow and all the days after it will be March 31st.
It's like Tartarus all over again.
There is a strong connection between all of you and what's happening.
Let's just open it, then we'll know. Something's wrong.
Ravage them!
You'll never see it coming.
Why is it after us? Persona!
Here it comes!
Little Joker fun there. All right. Next up, we have another new game announcement for you right here, exclusively at Gamescom Opening Night Live.
The tracks lead this way.
He's close. Stay here. Stand guard. On me. Bloody hell.
Every man has an animal within. If you push too much, you might unleash the beast.
There you go. Kyle Crane is back in a new zombie adventure set in the Dying Light world with 20 hours of gameplay, a new open world region, and more in Dying Light: The Beast. Next, today marks the launch for the most wishlisted game right now on Steam, and also, last I checked, the biggest single-player game ever on Steam with over 2 million concurrent players today, Black Myth Wukong from Game Science in China, which is also out on the PlayStation 5. And right now, we've got the reveal of the launch trailer for you.
ああ、始めようぜ。ナンバーワンはこの俺様だ。強さの先にあるものか。よっ。逃げんなよ。こっちだよ。やった。のろまだね。それ。これでどうだ。ヒーローは。勝てるわけねえだろ。スーパーサイヤ人にすった。ああ、フィニッシュだ。
待たせたな。
こっちから行くぞ。あらだ。覚悟しろ。手加減なしだ。お互いの限界の力でやり合おうぜ。オラに元気を分けてくれ。
Welcome back to Gamescom Opening Night Live here in beautiful Wargok.
Who's ready to roll? Live from the Construct Coliseum, it's time for everyone's favorite game, King of Meat! We joined recently kidnapped celebrity guest contender Geoff Keighley at the starting line.
Wait, starting line?
And that battle cry proves how committed Geoff is to any project. Let's check the soch with our sideline reporter.
This dungeon is throwing everything at these contenders, but the GK machine is leading the way to the finish line, and the chat is blowing.
What is all this? Death traps, unapproved nicknames, and a giant horse trying to hoof me?
An eloquent and marketing-friendly description of the game, not to mention a perfectly timed transition to the world premiere trailer for King of Meat.
Ready for action? Ready for mayhem? Ready for gold and fame pouring from the sky? Challenges from the most twisted minds of the most ghoulish dungeon creators are transformed into monstrous reality. It's like a nightmare in dungeon form.
It's like Meet Your Maker meets Fall Guys. Right? Like, that's what they're trying to do. I'm trying to talk over the music because the less often I have to mute, the better. So it looks like you create like courses to fight through, which is kind of similar to Meet Your Maker, but this looks like it's been a little bit more like they're going for more like the Fall Guys, you know, vibe or whatever.
Still got it, Keighley. Still got it. Welcome back to Opening Night Live for real this time, and that was the announcement of King of Meat, an online co-op spectacle for 1 to 4 players from Glowmade in Guildford, England, and Amazon Games for console and PC. And you can sign up at kingofmeat.com for future playtests. Now, one of the things I absolutely love about making these shows is that we get to introduce you to brand new games and teams like this one. To reveal their first game from their new studio, FuzzyBot, please welcome Tatania Dislova and Max Spielberg. Guys, welcome to ONL. I'm very excited to share this game with the world. Can you tell us a little bit about your studio, first of all?
Yeah, well, first off, it's totally surreal to be here right now. We started the studio back in 2020, and the majority of us had come from the AAA side of the industry. And at the time, we were just thrilled to have our own game, our own IP, and we could never expect being on this stage tonight at the end of that run.
Thank you, Angry
The vision for our
Pete.
studio started with the idea of dreaming big and building smart. The concept for our first game, even early on, felt very unique and full of heart, and this helped us bring together a very passionate team of talented developers. It's through their skill, dedication, and true love for the game that we're able to be here tonight, going way beyond where we thought we'd be.
Well, I got to play this a few months ago with you guys. I had a ton of fun. Tell us a bit about your game, Linked.
Yeah, so our debut game is called Linked, Banner of the Spark. It's a co-op action hack and slash with a bit of roguelite and town building elements. And so we blended these ideas together to create this cozy yet highly kinetic action game for players to brawl, build, and befriend a crew of adorable robots. In it, it's the year 3000, and you're going to take on the role as one of the last remaining humans on planet Earth. Allying with a friendly bot faction, you're going to aim to take down the combat army hell-bent on organic destruction. Players can play alone or with friends in this vibrant world of robots.
Or a simpler way that I like to describe it sometimes is you go out and fight the evil robots and then collect their body parts to build a sustainable town of your dreams while saving the cute ones. We are incredibly proud to finally reveal the delightful world of Linked Banner of the Spark, and we hope the players get as much joy out of playing it as we have building it.
Well, we're very excited to show it to the world for the first time. Let's take a look at the world premiere reveal trailer. Thanks, guys.
They know to show fishing. Early access October. I think a game like that has a lot of promise. Like the action looked really fun, pretty good moment to moment, a lot of movement, a lot of fluidity, and then people love to build their little towns.
For our diverse gaming family. And there is an amazing platform called Gamescom Cares that shares social and environmental responsibility projects that we care deeply about. Thanks to all of our partners who help to make this happen. You can learn more by scanning the QR code below. And now, the first look at the gameplay of Lost Records, Bloom and Rage, a narrative adventure from the creative minds behind Life is Strange.
Honestly, Swan, I'm glad, but slightly surprised that you showed up tonight.
When I saw your text, all these memories came flooding back.
Hey, she actually showed. Welcome!
I remembered Nora, her energy.
Shit! Where's my fucking pick?
The dark one's her favorite.
I remembered you.
Nice one, Autumn.
You were the coolest. Skateboarder's wisdom. Never land on your wrist.
I want to see you skateboard, Autumn. I remembered Kat.
Whoa, watch out!
She was like a firecracker.
Fuck! This is serious. We're gonna need a real band name. How about Bloom and Rage?
How could I forget?
Whoa.
Guys.
Last week, my mom found a package on her doorstep.
Wait. Are Bloom and Rage? Are we in trouble?
You'll excuse me if today's sermon is a little different, but today is not a normal Sunday. I wanted to tell you all, we failed in our duty to God. We were told about all of this. And these here are the last I know this is a punishment. The other place is full, so the dead walk among us.
That game looks great. It's a new look at the 8-player co-op of No More Room in Hell 2 from Torn Banner up in Canada, where there are deadly consequences of not sticking close to your teammates, and I cannot wait to check that one out. All right, our next game, it's been a long time coming for this next one. At the Game Awards in 2021, Embark Studios revealed Arc Raiders, a game that immediately struck a chord with players around the globe, a stunning future Earth where menacing Arc machines threaten humanity's attempts to rebuild. Well, Arc Raiders has evolved a lot since then, and now it's finally time for some news on what's next for this exciting action survival shooter.
Where do we go from here? You've told us nothing of this place. Look at us now. Raiders. Playing with fire. Everything to lose. But even more to gain.
Yeah, thanks for showing up. I appreciate you not showing us anything. I'm just gonna guess the game is about Nikki. Come on, Nikki. Nikki. Infinity Nikki. Just when you thought we had no more Nikki. Skill up, our boy. Absolutely rules. Please be optimized. Please be optimized. No, now. I'm so tired of copyrighted frickin' music and your dadgum trailers. You can frick all the way off. Just make your own music. You can have AI make music now. What is this? Some kind of a... Okay, so it's a hero shooter. We got a archer getting shot by healer, it looks like. Join the 2 million people that have played this glorious, amazing... What is it? What's happening? Freestyle? Oh my word. It's always the same. Same dadgum song. How many times are we going to have to hear that song? Oh my gosh. Pick a different freaking song. You know, incoming copyright. The royalties are endless. Predecessor. Wait, is that Paragon but like brought back?
Right there was Predecessor, a MOBA shooter built by an indie team from the ashes of Epic Games' Paragon, if you remember that one. It enters
yeah, it was Paragon.
1.0 free-to-play release tonight. Next up, Path of Exile 2 from Grinding Gear Games. It is nearing release. And tonight, yes, we do have news on the early access date. Check this out.
My son, are you clear of mind and stout of heart?
I am.
Are you ready to sacrifice? Sacrifice everything to become the savior?
I will.
Do you have the strength to sweep aside this world and build it anew?
I must.
Maybe.
Now, are you ready to fulfill your destiny?
It looks so good.
I am ready.
No. Early access is this year in November?
Well,
Listen to me. They're going to pull the 900 IQ play that I told you Diablo 4 should pull. I said go into early access.
Cosplayers put into their craft is an inspiration to us all. And to see these amazing cosplayers, you can tune in to the Gamescom Cosplay Awards on Saturday, August 24th at 5 p.m. And if you're into indie games, who isn't, you can watch the best indies of Gamescom in our Gamescom Awesome Indie Show tomorrow at 8 p.m. on Twitch and YouTube. Enjoy exclusive announcements and interviews all packed into an exciting 1-hour show hosted by Shay Thompson. Plus, the Gamescom event arena, that is where I am standing right now and all of you are. It is the biggest and most elaborate stage at Gamescom featuring not only Opening Night Live, but additional live shows featuring creators, gaming events, and esports competitions that you can watch either in person or by tuning in online. Now, up next is a first look at the gameplay of Dune Awakening.
This is going to be a shorter look. They're going to do a lengthy look, I think, tomorrow, like 30 minutes. This is going to be 5 minutes, though. I'm very interested to see what this looks like. Yeah, fake Diablo. Shut up, Donnie. I'm telling you, Path of Exile is gonna pull...
Awaken.
You begin as a nameless prisoner. Sculpt your appearance, choose your background, and then crash into the planet. You are abandoned and alone. Hunted by sandworms. Scorched by the unforgiving sun.
Yeah, I wasn't trying to say 5 minutes was bad, Trill. I was just letting people know there's a lot more coming.
The moving shadows. Survive. Welcome to Arrakis, the most dangerous planet in the universe. Meet hundreds of other players in the vast online world. Befriend or betray those you meet. Form a wary alliance, in this case, a spit dart rifle and a still suit, for your help taking down territorial deserters. Working with others will always increase your chance of staying alive. The Deserter Base. Climb to a vantage point and prepare for violence. Your choice of weapons and abilities determines your strategy. Swordmasters lead the charge into battle, literally. Repel ranged attacks with a shield, and then take them out, one by one. Deploy the Hunter-Seeker and kill from the shadows. Take what you can from the Fallen. On Arrakis, nothing of value is wasted. Mine, harvest, and gather with your group to build bases and unlock more advanced equipment, like the Blood Purifier. Refine the blood you collected from your enemies to extract drinkable water. Craft improved equipment using fabricators. Replicate your bases in new locations with the blueprint system, and then sell blueprints of your architectural wonders to other players. Lead your group to become a guild. On Arrakis, a nameless prisoner can rise. Construct an ornithopter and take to the air. The world is yours to claim.
This is Dune Awakening, reminding you to vary your route and return under the full spy slot. My crew found a shortcut would become
The in-game radio provides insight into key events happening across Arrakis. Map the desert. Discover landmarks, wrecked ships, and desert testing stations filled with forgotten technology. Arrakis is a vast planet. You can explore unique locations, uncover valuable resources, and search for secrets amongst the shifting dunes.
Yeah, what are those wings doing, bro?
Return to civilization triumphant with what you've found. Harko Village throngs with people.
Those wings look like they're having a seizure.
Guild bankers, smugglers, house envoys, and of course, other players. Here, you will pledge allegiance to one of the great houses of Dune, the Harkonnen.
Yeah, I feel like the graphics are really inconsistent. Like, some sections look really good, and then some sections look like an old gen game, which I think that might just be MMOs in general.
Beyond the shield wall, hundreds of players.
Like, is the scope of the game too big to have, like, really high fidelity graphics all the time?
Potential to become a heated battle, with multiple guilds vying for the precious melange. Even when it looks like defeat is inevitable, those who understand desert power can awaken Arrakis itself.
Yeah, it felt really dated, but like I kind of expect that for an MMO. Like, I just think the scope of the game is going to tone a lot of the graphics down. It was really inconsistent. There were times where I thought the graphics looked really good, but then like the ornithopter's wings looked bad. It was like, what's happening?
Drops on PC early 2025, so the wait is not that long. And now here is a reveal of a new game from Tarsier Studios, the creators of Little Nightmares 1 and 2.
Nothing lasts forever.
Oh gosh. These guys are so good at like nightmarish macabre.
dead.
Reanimal? So that wasn't Little Nightmares. That looked a lot like Little Nightmares. Yeah, they're so good at like the twisted, nightmarish.
That was Reanimal, the next
creepy.
big entry in the cozy game genre. Now, would you like to discover the secret contents of Gamescom and receive cool rewards? Well,
yeah.
meet Epi, the robot on our website RPG Gamescom Epics. Prove your nerd know-how, solve tricky puzzles, win prizes, gather trading cards, digital trading cards, and jump from level to level until the final boss spawns. Scan the QR code below and the adventure can begin. Now, in its 4th year as an evolving open-world adventure, today Genshin Impact is unveiling more about the 6th Nation of Natlan, which will be released on August 28th. And we also have some news about when the game will be coming to Xbox.
Locked on. For the Lord of the Night.
Woohoo! Catch an epic wave! Whoosh!
There you go, Genshin Impact, and also coming to Xbox later this year, as we saw. All right, now it's time to head into the wilds of Monster Hunter, which is playable for fans for the first time here at Gamescom. Capcom has an incredible booth. But now, to tell us more and show us more, please welcome to the Gamescom ONL stage, Ryozo Tujimoto from Capcom. Ryozo-san.
はい、ドイツの皆様、配信をご覧の皆さん、こんにちは。今日は、モンスターハンターワイルズの最新の映像を持ってきました。まずは、この、時間を作っていただきましたジェフさん、本当にありがとうございます。
Hello to all of my friends in Germany and to the millions watching around the globe. I'm really thankful.
I was just waiting for him to just keep going, just like no translator, just keep going, bro.
Trailer with everyone.
今日のですね、今回のですね、ゲームズコンでは、初のプレイヤブル出展も行っています。今後ですね、世界の、いろんなさまざまな地域で、このようなプレイヤブルの出展も、考えていますので、そちらも期待していただけたらと思います。それでは最新の映像をご覧ください。
Before we debut the trailer, I just want to express how excited I am to kick off our season of Monster Hunter Wilds hands-on demos starting at Gamescom. Now, let's take a look at the latest trailer.
My word, is this a Lollabarina floret? We must be near its nest. We could do a lot worse for an interim camp.
Once your business here is concluded, you should find shelter. The sands come alive this time of year, like a wild beast bristling with lightning.
From the look of it, that must be this region's apex predator. Guild permission granted. Begin the hunt.
Understood.
It looks so good. There's just something about the monsters, like their frame rate seems weird. Their frame rate seems not the same as the rest of the game. I actually think it looks cool, but it also looks kind of strange. Like I'm not sure what it is. I love the art style. I think it looks great.
Lies at every turn. Treasure. Secret. Destiny. Everything lost is meant to be found.
Want a little taste of Shiranui fire? Feel the flames of the Shiranui clan! Ode of the light, Akatsumi! Fatal Fury, City of the Wolves.
They're just like, we're not even gonna try to hide it, you know. This is why this is the reason to play.
Escort reactor core and upgrade Bunker City's power facilities. St. Dino's have also set their sights on this operation. Be sure to complete the escort before then.
Ready to strike.
That was a new look at Mecha Break, the multiplayer mech game. Okay, next we have something exciting for fans of Monument Valley, the beautiful twisted puzzle game that we all played about a decade ago when it was first released in 2014. Well, tonight we are revealing Monument Valley 3, coming later this year from Us 2 in London and Netflix Games. I played this. It is an absolutely beautiful, stunning game, and we've got your first look right now.
I didn't even know there was a second Monument Valley. Oh, I mean, good for them. They created such an original game, you know? That's good for them.
Monument Valley 3 drops exclusively on Netflix December 10th, 2024.
Oh, they got
Now,
an exclusive deal.
First released in 1991, Civilization is one of the gaming industry's biggest franchises. And here at Gamescom, we are revealing the gameplay of Civilization 7 for the first time. To tell us more, please welcome Ed Beach from Firaxis Games.
Thank you, Shocks. Thank you, Gamescom. It's hard to believe that it's been almost 8 years since Firaxis released our last Civilization game. So we're incredibly honored to be here tonight at Gamescom talking about Civilization 7. Civ 7. Civ 7 is by far the biggest, most ambitious game Firaxis has ever made. Everything from its new gameplay features to its gorgeous new art style is designed to immerse you in your own journey through history. Please join us after Opening Night Live on the Firaxis Game Twitch channel for our official gameplay showcase, where we'll deep dive into what's new in Civ 7 and finally reveal our new in-game narrator. On behalf of the team at Firaxis Games who has worked so hard on this game, I'm so excited to finally give the world its first look at Sid Meier's Civilization 7. Please, enjoy.
Civilization was the game that was created during a time when we were just discovering what games could be. And we said, let's put the entire history of the world into a game and make it fun.
Yeah, the Civ games are really popular.
Ever since we first reached for the stars.
They're just not my cup of tea.
We've been asking ourselves, what else is out there? And more importantly, can we drive on it? Space.
Velocity at unsafe levels.
The Rev 8 has landed.
Cool. That's a cool drop. That's a cool shadow drop, dude. That's cool. Copyright.
There's 2 bits of Starfield news for you and a confirmation of the expansion Shattered Space that is coming out on September 30th. Now it's time for an exclusive update on Marvel Rivals, the upcoming hero shooter from NetEase Games and Marvel Games. Tonight at ONL, we're revealing 2 new heroes who are joining the game with a first look at their gameplay.
I guess that one will be the White Wolf. We'll see if I got it right.
Among the stars, Wakanda found a new home and a new hope. The source of vibranium.
Oh wait, I think I just saw this on Twitter. I think they released this earlier. I think it's Winter Soldier and Cap.
Snap out of it, Bucky.
Not so fast!
Your battle's over.
Stick around! Armed and dangerous! Together to victory! Gotcha! And stay down! Maximum pulse! I can do this all day!
Bucky is the White Wolf? No, but there's a character from the comics that literally looks like the White Wolf. Like, I thought that's who they were adding.
Well, I'm sure everyone who played the beta wanted to know.
Like, I don't even play those games, but, like, it looks like fun.
2024. Now, Gamescom always strives to help the environment, and the event runs on 100% renewable energy and is climate friendly thanks to ongoing measures to reduce CO2 emissions. Exhibitors participate in the Gamescom Goes Green initiative by reusing their booth builds or avoiding single-use material. And yes, fans are planting more and more trees in the Gamescom forest. The forest has been growing since 2020 thanks to all of your engagement. And all of you can still help, of course. You can plant your tree in the Gamescom forest today. And with that, it is time to reveal the winner of the Gamescom Sustainability Award. This award celebrates an organization in the global game industry committed to sustainability and the environment. Presenting the award, please welcome back Lisa Pak with Playing for the Planet.
Hi, Shux, and hello, Gamescom. Thank you for having me again.
Well, it is our absolute pleasure, Lisa. And in case some people don't know and need a quick refresher, Lisa represents Playing for the Planet, an alliance of gaming organizations committed to taking climate action under the official umbrella of the United Nations. So how are things, Lisa?
Things are going great, thank you. With 3.3 billion people around the world playing video games, we encourage everyone to make a difference wherever possible.
Absolutely, and 3.3 billion players is so much. So do you have any tips for our players on supporting this great initiative?
Yes, definitely. It's as easy as remembering to set up energy-saving modes to avoid unnecessary energy consumption, or switching to renewable energy electricity services at home to reduce your carbon footprint. Everything will make a difference.
Absolutely, every bit helps. Those are great tips, and I already utilize some of those myself, and I hope a lot more people will. But now let's celebrate some of the amazing work already done by gaming companies.
Yes, that would be happy to do that. Anyone can set ambitious decarbonization targets, but delivering on that goal and turning it into emission reductions demands a clear and actionable plan, as well as collaboration. And this year's winner has proven that it's possible to deliver ambition with execution across the board. And this year's winner of the Gamescom Sustainability Award is Tencent Games. And here to accept the award is Brand Irvine, the Vice Chairman of Tencent Games.
What?
Thank you. First of all, let me say on behalf of Tencent Games how honored we are to receive this award.
What?
Tencent Games encompasses a lot of things. Everything from in-house studios like Timmy, global studios like Shark Mob, to our global publishing arm, Level Infinite. What they all share is a commitment to operating our business in a sustainable way. We are committed to carbon neutrality by 2030. And really want to thank all of our studios, all of our partners, but most of all of our players whose support is essential to helping us drive our efforts to have positive change within the industry. Thanks again, and back to the games.
Congratulations, Tencent and Brent Irvin.
Yeah. Let's get back to the games and stop telling consumers to do stuff that'll have almost no impact when giant corporations and governments don't give a frick.
Everyone here and at home can vote for their favorite games playable at Gamescom in this year's Gamescom Awards. You can visit Gamescom now to help decide the winners. Voting will only be open until Thursday, August 22nd at 2 p.m. And the awards will then be celebrated this Friday at 2 p.m. at Gamescom Studio. Back to you, Geoff.
Thank you, Shocks. You're doing a great job tonight. All right, we got something really special for you. Please welcome Deadpool director, creator of Love, Death, and Robots. And
you guys are going to really save the planet by turning your dadgum consoles off. Shut the frick up. I'm not even saying woke, be quiet, who cares about the planet, but stop lecturing the consumer about stuff that we can do that doesn't do anything. Shut up.
30 years now. That means classics like Quake, Star Wars, Warhammer, Call of Duty, and dozens more. And we do this because we fucking love video games. And every time a trailer comes online, we see hundreds and hundreds of comments from the fans, like, why don't we see a movie like this? Or why can't we have a series like this? And we could not agree more, which is why we are so excited to share this series with you. 15 original episodes created in collaboration with Amazon Studios and the public.
Yeah, I told you guys about this in my predictions video, live stream. I think they're testing, and if any of these episodes are super popular, they'll greenlight shows about them.
Working on this show for 3 years. I get a little upset, choked up, sorry. I cry a lot. Sorry. All right, we've been working on it for 3 years, and I'm very emotional because I'm so excited. And it's finally time, so please enjoy the world premiere teaser of Secret Level. It is our love letter to games, and you can watch the series on Amazon Prime Video on December 10th. Not too far now, so enjoy. Thank you.
I mean, I swear.
Young hero.
Shut up. I swear I saw Returnal in there. I saw Kratos. I did. You saw Jin Sakai? I didn't see Jin Sakai. Oh my gosh, dude. It looks so good. Was Armored Core in there? Oh, I can't wait. It looked so good. The production was top notch. I was like, if they look like this, and if the writing and the voice acting is like this, oh my gosh, it looked excellent. I hope what they're doing is that they're basically going to say, if the episodes hit and are super popular, they might greenlight shows based off of that. That's what I'm hoping they do. Yeah, Mega Man was definitely in there, bro. Oh my gosh. Wait, are there confirmation? There's confirmation right now. Armored Core, Concord, Crossfire, Dungeons & Dragons, Exodus, Honor of Kings, Mega Man, New World, Pac-Man, PlayStation, which will have various PlayStation studios, Sifu, Spelunky, Outer Worlds, Unreal Tournament, and Warhammer. So there's going to be highlighting various PlayStation Studio titles. So, because we definitely saw Kratos. I swear I saw Celine in there from Returnal. I swear I did.
Play it day one with Game Pass. The tower is the only sanctuary.
Please give us a release date. I think this game looks so fun.
We can give our people the hope we need to survive.
I missed it. Steam Early Access is in September. Where's the release date?
The conflict between the Alsara Guard and Havoc threatens the balance of the world. The Alsara Guard is a tempest of disorder, sowing chaos wherever it roams. But we are honed to strike at their very core. Havoc has cutting-edge technology, but is built on exploitation and suffering. United, we will plunge into the chaos to find a spark of peace. We are GTI. No one gets left behind.
I don't get what's going on with Towerborn. Why can't we just get a
Announcing
dadgum?
is coming to Steam Next Fest in October.
Why can't we just get a dadgum release date? Like, I feel like we keep doing this with titles. Like, Xbox talks too early, and then you're like, we might not be ready. Like, give me a frickin' break, bro.
15th Century Bohemia as an action role-playing game.
I have concluded a very fragile truce with Sigismund, and if anyone should disrupt my plans with headstrong acts of violence, there will be consequences.
I intend to wage war, not parley.
Everything all right, eh?
We need more people. The best thing would be to recruit from your old comrades.
Well, if they're not already swinging on the gallows somewhere.
Will you help us, Henry?
I like that boy already.
It looks really good. Towerborn needs early access for sure. Are you being sarcastic? It doesn't look like the kind of game that needs early access.
Coming this week during Gamescom. Now, last month, the ARPG Zenless Zone Zero was released from Hoyoverse, and now we've got the debut of a brand new area of New Eridu. Check it out.
man who came had tan skin and wielded 2 swords, one black and one white.
Wow,
They slashed
so
directly at the
powerful.
general's head.
Almost equal to General Fei Xiao.
General Fei Xiao? I know her well.
You do? I know all her deeds on the battlefield by heart. Such as... when General Fei Xiao fought her way in and out of enemy ranks 7 times. With a single strike, she knocked down 100 enemies. 1,000. No, 10,000.
She could raise
You're
entire
exaggerating.
cities,
My
leaving
mom told me
nothing
about
but
this.
rubble.
This is what my online friends found at the scene.
The sword in her hand was
Look! In the form of a beast, rushing forward like lightning, General Fei Xiao shouted among the ruins!
Are you my master?
That's complete nonsense. Nonsense? I have even more impressive stories.
Little girl, do you know how to get to the seat of divine force and...
There's a fun little tease, and that was a new look at the space fantasy of Honkai Star Rail and Fei Xiao, a female general known for her prowess in martial arts. Okay, now we're heading to the Arkhamverse for Batman Arkham Shadow. It arrives later this year and is a completely new Arkham story exclusive to MetaQuest 3. I've played a demo of this, and I have to say the team, Camouflage, has done an incredible job bringing the world and combat into VR. And here is your first look at the actual gameplay, a gameplay trailer for Batman Arkham Shadow.
This rat cult spreads through Gotham like a plague. I have to stop it, even if it consumes me.
The corrupt system has failed you. Are you not angry? Fight back!
It's the freaking bat! We aren't afraid of you! The bat dies tonight!
Jim, this Rat King could be anywhere. A face in the crowd, a foot soldier in his own fanatical mob. So how in the hell do we find him?
Targets are all city employees, civil servants, public officials.
You could have been more than a symbol. You could have been a god.
Look out!
If you don't calm down, someone's going to die.
Alfred, we tried it your way, now we do it mine.
Something big's going down tonight.
We repress our rage, our fears. It feeds the shadow deep inside us.
You're everything that's wrong with Gotham! I'm done holding back!
I can bring the Rat King to you.
I mean, I'm glad because I have a MetaQuest 3, but it does seem kind of a bummer that it's an exclusive. That
Trailer was buzzing.
no PC VR, no PSVR 2.
This week of games, and this weekend, the heart of our beloved gaming metropolis Cologne will transform into the vibrant Gamescom City Festival. There will be great music.
Guys, really strong turnout for the day. Take a quick second and press the like button. It does help this video out, even once I'm not live, because we do get a lot of demonetization because of the music. So let's shoot for 400 likes. Thanks to everybody who's gifted members today as well. I'm all paid up. And I appreciate you guys doing that. Today is a great day to become a member or gift a member. And make sure if you currently have a membership to upgrade to Member Plus to help us hit that milestone of 600 Member Plus and above. We have surpassed 500, which means you get an extra Saturday stream that we'll be doing this week in the afternoon.
It was a fantastic show, and next year...
And thanks so much. If you do get a gifted membership, also be sure to check out our Discord.
Gamescom Asia returns this October. You can join in on the fun and the entertainment area. All about the games, the stage shows, cosplay, and much.
Matt Piscatello says, Secret Level is the most exciting thing that's been shown at Opening Night Live. Lots of games shown look good, others look fine, but nothing has screamed as having huge breakout potential at first glance. Really hoping for a big thing at the end here.
Announced last year at ONL, here is a new look at Little Nightmares 3.
Thank you, Catwalk, for gifting a member. The first two games were great. First two games were great. I'm also excited that it's co-op. That'll be a great Friday night game with Madam. Hurdling. Hurdling, not hurdling like to hurdle something, but hurdling. Hurdling.
You guys like that one? That's a beautiful game, Hurdling from Panic and Okamotive, and I'm so glad we could share that with you tonight. All right, Gamescom, we have a special guest joining us next. I grew up playing his games, and many of you did too. Titles like Populous, Dungeon Keeper, Magic Carpet, Theme Park, Black and White, and Fable. And tonight he's here to reveal his brand new game, which he's secretly been working on for the past 3 years. Please join me, Gamescom, in welcoming to ONL, Peter Molyneux.
So Jess Corden is reporting that Towerborn's going to hit Steam Early Access in September, and it's set to launch as free-to-play in 2025. So another game that I said Xbox always speaks out of turn. Towerborn's not landing this year. I'm so freaking tired of that from them.
Jeff.
Yes, Peter.
It's amazing.
This is so fun. So a couple months ago, you and I had lunch in London. I was like, what are you working on? You're like, well, I've actually been working on a game for a number of years. You've kept very quiet about it.
Yep.
You really wanted to let the game speak for itself. But tell us about Masters of Albion.
Right, so after messing around on mobile, what the hell was I doing? I thought to myself, I need to come home. I need to come home to PC and console. So I've looked at Dungeon Keeper. I've taken some things that I've wanted to explore further with Dungeon Keeper. I've done the same with Black and White. I've taken things from Black and White. I've done the same with Fable. And this is what I'm showing tonight.
Well, and to your credit, you've self-funded this project yourself. You put together a team of a lot of veterans from those games.
Yeah, I mean, I think my first realization is I needed to bring the old team back together again. So I'm working with people like Mark Healy and Russell Shaw and Ian Wright, the people that helped on and created Black and White, Dungeon Keeper, and Fable. Anyway, let's have a look at Masters of Albion.
All right, here's the world premiere, Masters of Albion, from Peter Molyneux.
This is Masters of Albion.
I'm not wrong, right? The Xbox Developer Direct early this year, they said Towerborn was coming this year, did they not? That's another game that got delayed out of the year.
Here we are in the familiar, vast world of Albion, packed with stories, quests, treasures, and monsters. This is Oak Ridge. By day, you're tasked with building the town up, gaining resources, and earning money. By night, your town will be attacked by...
Or it wasn't the Developer Direct. When did they say that?
You can design anything. The food that people eat, the clothes they wear, the weapons they use, the armor they fight with. There is a strategy behind every creation. I can even feed them rats. My town's working hard to make that food. I can help out, or not. I can also design, customize, and create all buildings. Night is coming, the sun is going down, and now my town needs defending.
Yeah, it wasn't during the Developer Direct. When did they announce that, when did Xbox announce that that game was coming this year? I swear they announced that Towerborn was coming this year.
My hero is now under my complete control, and now it's time to fight. My hero's getting overwhelmed. Let's switch back to God mode and unleash some real power. Okay, we survived the night. Now, let's design a better weapon for my hero. You can be as silly as you want, but bread swords just won't cut it. This is just a glimpse of Masters of Albion. An open-world God game full of combat, choices, mystery, and story. It's available to wishlist on Steam now.
Yeah, Xbox Wire said it was coming in 2024.
In the fold. Countless times. Who I was, who I might become. All possible futures existing in motion. It is time to awaken. And it is my duty, my journey, to step into the unknown.
The Marlowe's Warlords Retreat has brought peace to the region with a new faction rising from the north.
Infiltrate the target area and get what's in that safe. The items are valuable, but you must extract alive. We're under attack! They're up to the team! We're ready to abort mission! Abort mission!
Arena Breakout Infinite is now available in early access with the full release coming at the end of the year. Now, over the years, Blizzard has been a big part of Gamescom history, and this week we are thrilled to welcome them back for the first time since 2019. And to tell us more, here's the president of Blizzard, Johanna Faris. Hello, hello, hello.
Hello, hello, hello.
Welcome to Gamescom.
Thank you. Thank you so much for having us on behalf of Blizzard. This is such a massive moment, but it's such a special time to be sharing it here with everyone at Gamescom, and we're just really honored and grateful to be here.
Well, we're very glad to have you guys back, and I know you got a big booth with Xbox, right?
We do, yes, and come on by if you're here all week long. We're proud of it. But it's also a particularly big moment for Warcraft. We have celebrations and anniversaries galore across Hearthstone, across Rumble, and of course, a very big milestone for World of Warcraft this year.
Yes, speaking of World of Warcraft, The War Within, its global launch is coming up very soon this month, right?
Yes, it is, and we're just days away from the global launch of The War Within. August 26th, it's go time for that, and in 2 days, we'll actually open up early access for players, so we're psyched about it. Come on in and join. And I just want to say it's masterful work from the team. The World Soul Saga opens up such ambitious creative territory for us, arguably some of the most ambitious we've ever seen since WoW initially released 20 years ago. And we can't wait to embark on it and share it with players.
Yeah, it's very exciting that this month is time for that. But I know this is, you said, there's so many Warcraft anniversaries, Blizzard anniversaries, Warcraft anniversaries. How can players be a part of this?
Yeah, there's a ton of ways we're going to be able to celebrate, so we definitely hope that you join us. There will be in-game events that commence in October, so there will be more details on that, but players will be able to earn really cool in-game rewards, and we'll be finding some creative ways to celebrate the history of Azeroth together. And also be on the lookout for our very first Warcraft Direct, where the team will share more in the coming months on all the things going on for the Warcraft universe.
Okay, well, that's exciting. Now, I was wondering about, all the other Blizzard teams. Are they going to get in and celebrate these anniversaries too?
They are. There'll be some nice surprises along the way, but I do want to shout out tonight the Overwatch 2 team. Okay. They've been doing some amazing work to show their honoring of World of Warcraft and the legacy that it brings. There'll be a new collab in September. We wanted to share tonight with all of you a sneak peek of the very first new skin. It's Widowmaker, and she's embracing her allegiance for the Horde as Sylvanas Windrunner. So be on the lookout for more details from the Overwatch team on that.
Okay, thanks for bringing a little scoop along with you. That's fantastic. Now let's move to another franchise that has a big year, Diablo.
Oh yes, all eyes on October 8th. Yes. We are super excited for the Vessel of Hatred, and we're even more excited that here at Gamescom this week will be the chance to have the first ever live hands-on experience with our very new Spiritborn class. It's beautiful, it's awesome to play, and it's definitely a key part of what makes the Vessel of Hatred so special for us.
All right, well, I understand you might have brought a little something special with you as well.
Here's a look at our mercenary companions. So take a look on behalf of the Vessel of Hatred.
Suffering, desolation, horror. This is the road we know in Sanctuary. However, some of us have taken a different path. Bound by secrecy, ready to stand and fight for those who seek us out. My shield is your protection. There was a time we fought the vilest of Sanctuary.
You fools get uglier and uglier.
Until we
What
were
is
left
this?
with only our inner demons. But the return of hatred has pulled us back into...
Like, you're Blizzard. You're Blizzard. What are you doing? What is this animated concept art? Like, why are they doing this again? Like, you got all of our attention for this. Get out of here.
Who we are. Why we fight.
Please, no! Stay away!
Or the fury that burns within us. I have your back.
I'm with you!
I will not let you down.
Stay back!
See it. Shoot it.
Catch!
Strength in numbers.
I am your guardian.
I am your redemption.
I am your vengeance!
I am your rage!
We are the Pale Hand, and we are the reason you need never fight alone.
I'm sorry, that looked bad. Like, honestly, PoE 2 looks so much better. Everything about that looks stiff and boring.
That looks great. Thanks for the sneak peek.
Of course, and it's my esteemed pleasure to introduce Brent Gibson, Game Director of Diablo IV, Vessel of Hatred.
Hello, Gamescom.
Yeah, thanks for eating up so much stage time for this.
I'm so proud that Diablo 4 is the type of game that has something for all gamers. And in Vessel of Hatred, it's no exception. We are hard at work at adding new ways to play and new ways to grow in power. Like mercenaries. Ordinary people with extraordinary skills that you can hire to fight alongside you in your battle against hell.
I can't wait.
We're also adding the Kurast Undercity,
Yeah.
an all-new multi-layered dungeon that gives you the control on the types of challenges you're going to see,
You don't
as
say.
well as the rewards you may get.
Oh,
And we also have the Dark Citadel,
yeah.
our brand new co-op PvE dungeon that challenges everything you know about combat in Diablo through a gauntlet of multiplayer puzzles and mechanics. We're talking about all of it right here at Gamescom.
He's mad that it's not coming to PlayStation. I own a Series X, you moron. I play on my Series X.
October 8th, and I hope to see every single one of you on the floor all the way through the show. So thank you very much. See you on the floor.
I don't care that they suddenly are owned by Microsoft, you dolt. I've been playing Diablo since the first game when you were probably like wet in your diaper. What they did to Diablo 4 and its launch was terrible, and the marketing's terrible too. It looks boring.
Animation in a brutal world from Nexon. Coming to PC and console, let's witness the chaos that awaits.
The two wolves who defeated the beast will tear into the neck of the aged lion.
For years, I faced unrelenting fury, made countless sacrifices. And the result of my devotion was betrayal. At this rate, you will die. Emperor, you will pay for this. Join me, Blade Phantom, and I will help you. Our alliance has been formed.
I love everything about it. The art style, the animation, the move sets. That game just looks so good. It looks so sick. Yeah, that one looks good. Excited about that. Yeah, and just so we're clear, everything's coming to PlayStation, so I'm not really sure why he even said that about Diablo. Like, is there something not coming to PlayStation in Diablo? I really wish that everything they're doing in Diablo 4 could come to PlayStation as well as Nintendo Switch, as well as Steam, so I could not play it in more places.
It's your world now.
Too many Souls-likes? I don't know if that Berserker game is necessarily a Souls-like. It looked more action than Souls-like, but I could be wrong.
Game Pass.
Follow my lead!
Shut up! You can't even run properly!
What the?
Why does, like, every mobile game now, why does their commercial that? Like a bunch of buddies playing together. You know what I mean? That's like the third or fourth mobile game trailer that does that.
This next trailer is a new life simulation game where players can travel among super-powered worlds to craft their island and engage with friends. Let's take a look.
Another creature game. Yeah, it's a creature game.
All right, we got another game to show you, which will take you on an epic global adventure. Indiana Jones and the Great Circle. Check this out.
What if I told you there was a connection between ancient cultures around the world? A great circle. Does it exist? Is it the key to some lost power? That's up to you to uncover. I'm Troy Baker, and I play Indy. It's humbling playing a character that so many people, myself included, look up to. As a kid, seeing Indiana Jones in the theater for the first time was a defining moment for me. And I never would have guessed that all these years later, I would be the one wearing the hat. But here I am. It's been a dream come true. A dream that I cannot wait for you to live for yourselves. The beauty of a first-person game like this is that we all get to feel what it's like to become Indy. You are the one who cracks the whip, who feels the weight of every punch and the thrill of finding every clue. Indy is such a unique character. Professor, an archaeologist, a brawler, an explorer, the quintessential all-around adventurer. And this game has everything you'd expect from an Indiana Jones adventure. Mysterious artifacts, cunning villains, ancient discoveries, hard-hitting action. It's a world of constant danger where you've got to think on your feet to stay alive. The Great Circle spans the entire globe, from snake-filled jungle temples to scorpion-riddled desert tombs. Stunning open areas to explore freely, full of secrets for you to discover. And you'll get more than just the classic whip and revolver. Indy's journal and his camera will immerse you in the mystery, providing extra info on all of your finds so you can appreciate all of the little historical details he obsesses over. And those details are your key to solving the ancient puzzles that hold the secrets you're after. But ancient secrets don't come easy. It's best to have an exit strategy. This is an incredible new way to experience Indiana Jones, and I can't wait for you to play it. Hold on to your hat.
Doesn't that look great? A world of mystery to explore. But
I do feel like certain parts look better,
comes out, right?
but I want gameplay.
There you have it. Indiana Jones and the Great Circle is coming out this December for Xbox Game Pass and PC. But there is one more thing that Machine Games and Bethesda wanted to share with you about Indiana Jones and the Great Circle.
Oh, yeah? There it is.
The game's coming to PlayStation 5 in spring of 2025. All right, before we wrap up O&L, we do have one final game announcement for you. Check this out.
That was awkward, bro. That was so awkward. They got one more thing to tell you. It's coming to PS5.
And deceit do not exist among us. Do you wish to commit yourself, your life, to this family?
All right. Like, that was so awkward, bro. Like, they got one more thing to
I'm
tell.
Nick Baines, president of Hangar 13. What you just saw is the first early look at Mafia The Old Country, a thrilling story set in 1900 Sicily during the origins of the Mafia. We're going back to the roots of what fans love about the Mafia franchise, crafting a deep, linear narrative with that classic mob movie feeling. Mafia's success is built on our players' passion for the franchise, and we're so proud to return to Mafia with The Old Country. We can't wait to show you all more. Thanks for watching.
That was a fun surprise, right? All right, well, that is a wrap on Opening Night Live from here in Cologne, Germany. And we hope to see you again this December, December 12th, when the Game Awards streams live everywhere for our 10th anniversary show. It is going to be a very special night as we give you a sense of where games are going in the next decade. We don't want to say much now, but trust me, it's going to be a very special show. All right, well, thanks again to my co-host, Shocks. Didn't she do a great job?
You said based by Lono's logic, it's still an exclusive. It is still an exclusive. It's a timed exclusive. My position is consistent. People that wanted to move the goalposts and start getting all weird about exclusives, it doesn't count if it comes to PC, 2 years later is a port, so then it's not an exclusive. Like, they're just trying to win a fanboy fight on Twitter, and they're dumb. Like, seriously, my position is consistent. Starfield is an exclusive. Indiana Jones is a timed exclusive. Like, there's nothing inconsistent in my position at all. My position makes sense. Like, the word exclusive for the longest time, always in our circles, in gamer culture and in gamer colloquialisms, it has always been about the consoles. It's either an Xbox exclusive, or it's a PlayStation exclusive, or it's exclusive to Nintendo. Like, doing a release of something also on PC doesn't mean it's suddenly not exclusive. That debate is so dumb. Like, Helldivers 2 right now is an exclusive. If it wasn't, then you wouldn't have people asking for it to be brought to other platforms. Like, that debate is just tired. So yeah, Indiana Jones is a timed exclusive. I'm being consistent and fair to Xbox by saying that. I'm not like being selective and only applying it to one company. I apply it to all of them equally. You disagree? That's fine. You can disagree. It doesn't matter to me. To me, in the gaming world, we were always saying exclusive with respect to PlayStation and Xbox almost entirely. That's what it was always about. And when Xbox started putting the games on PC day and date, all the ponies were like, you don't get exclusives anymore. You don't get exclusives anymore. I never said that. I never took up that position. I always said Starfield's an exclusive. I've never used this like as an argumentation tactic. I've always viewed games in that way. Because exclusivity on the consoles, even according to Phil Spencer himself, they're marketing beats. They're meant to drive people to buy the hardware in the consoles. So the fact that Xbox is moving away from that, I guess the best copium you can huff on is that, well, after 2 years, 3 years, sometimes 4 years, PlayStation titles make it to PC. Well, okay, fine. That's still a timed exclusive. Timed exclusivity is a thing, right? Stalker 2 is a timed exclusive for Xbox. It literally says it in the trailers. Like, it's a timed exclusive. Like, especially if you have to wait for 2, 3, and sometimes 4 years. That's a timed exclusive. You're like, oh, well, if it eventually comes, it's not an exclusive. Number one, it's not a guarantee. So the fact that Indiana Jones is coming to Xbox first, that makes it an exclusive. It's a timed exclusive. You get to play it first on Game Pass. It's also exclusively, that's the only subservice that Indiana Jones will be on. Like, it's totally fair. It's totally fair to call Indiana Jones an exclusive. It's fair to call Starfield an exclusive. I think people have just created new goalposts because they're more interested in having these stupid console wars than speaking like an intelligent human being. Do you want to know why that PS5 announcement for Indiana Jones, why it was like super hard to think that they were going to do that? Look at how it landed. It was so awkward. It was like, oh yeah, when's it coming out? And they announced it. Oh, they got one more thing to tell you. And they're like, it's coming to PS5. And it's like, what the frick? Like, it was, that's going to be a weird position to be in for all these titles as they have to make these awkward, like, this awkward shift away from, exclusivity. Like, what a weird announcement. I'm a PC guy. There were arguments for decades that games are not exclusive if they are ported to PC. People used to argue Xbox has no exclusives because everything goes to PC. Right. Okay, so you can believe that. My position has never changed. I've never moved the goalposts. I don't play favorites. I have always said that if you have a game on the Xbox console, but also on PC, it is still an exclusive. Because with respect to the console world, where the exclusive idea was born, that's what exclusives are there to do. They're there to drive you to the other console. The very idea of exclusivity was born in that context. So I've been consistent. Whenever Xbox started doing that, I never once said, ha ha ha, Xbox doesn't have exclusives anymore. That was a pony tactic. The ponies are out there making that argument, and it's a pony tactic. I'm telling you, it's not honest. It's not intellectually honest. You know you're not being honest about it. It's like you're trying to create some weird dunk. And since the ponies did that, now the Xbox guys are firing back. They're like, well, after 2, 3, and sometimes 4 years, you don't have exclusives either. And it's like, oh, for Pete's sakes. Porting a game to another platform 2, 3, and 4 years later doesn't mean exclusivity is going away. I saw talking heads doing that just yesterday on Twitter. Yep, this is where the industry's going. There just won't be exclusives anymore. You'll just buy hardware and be able to play every game. Oh, yeah, sure, Jan. That's what Nintendo and PlayStation are going to do, as they've kicked the living crap out of Xbox for 20 years by not doing that. Like, the fact that PlayStation and Nintendo are doubling down on new hardware, they're doubling down on having exclusives, they're doubling down on having first party. Yeah, the whole market's moving that way as the competitor in last place has had to shift into a publishing role. Keep telling yourself that, Jan. Like, it's not where everything is headed. It's just ludicrous. Porting games to PC later is absolutely not a sign of PlayStation getting rid of exclusivity. When you listen to Herman Hulst and the strategy that they have, it's about maximizing revenue and maybe coaxing people over to PlayStation 5. And given the number of PlayStation 5 owners that did not own a PlayStation 4, it's very clear that they're getting new user acquisition from somewhere. They're either getting it from Xbox users or from PC users. They're getting a ton of people that didn't even own a PS4. Where are those people coming from? You have to say the type of console exclusive every time. Dem the rules of the console wars, I guess. I think the most interesting thing about the Borderlands announcement was that it's coming next year. That surprised me. I thought it was going to be 2026. That seems really fast, doesn't it? When did Borderlands 3 release? Wasn't it 2020? Oh, it's 2019. Okay, that's 6 years. Okay. Yo, Deadly Dad Gaming, thanks for 30 months of members. Welcome back. You can't call PC a platform when people refuse to buy games that are exclusive to Epic or another storefront. The fact that Indiana Jones releases so quickly after Game Pass just shows that they need the profits from selling the game sooner rather than later. I don't even want to check Twitter. It's probably a stinking garbage fire. Show was lame. I thought it was fine. I always expect it to be a little bit thin because, like, I think Xbox is going to have some of their own stuff throughout this week. They're doing streams like 3 days in a row. We're going to be co-streaming Future Game Show as well. There's also, I think that, you know, PlayStation had zero presence, and I think that's because they're getting ready. I mean, PlayStation didn't come to Gamescom because I think they're getting ready to do their own showcase, as well as they're going to be they're finally coming back to Tokyo Game Show. So I still just want more gameplay of Indy. So much of the footage was rehashed Like, so it's like, where's the... I don't understand, like, the game... I mean, I guess they might be saving it for this week. Maybe they'll show us more this week. I would really, really like that. Destin Legary tweets, it's not Indiana Jones or Starfield. Phil Spencer on Xbox games going to PS5 February 2024. Well, right, Destin, and everybody tried to tell you, and everybody tried to tell everybody else, listen to the phrasing. You guys were suckers. You were suckers on that podcast. You deserve to feel like you got lied to. You deserve it. Listening comprehension 101. It's always about how it's phrased and how it's said. Nobody thought what the CFO said last year meant that games were going to go to other platforms. Oh, he's just talking about ABK. And then when that happened with that podcast, the same dadgum thing happened. A bunch of suckers with terrible listening comprehension were like, oh yeah, told you, it's not Starfield, it's not Indiana Jones. Shut the frick up. Jiminy Christmas. You deserve it. You deserve it. You guys are suckers. I said back then, and I got made fun of for it. I said, it's listen to the way Phil phrases it. Listen to the way he phrases it when he was like, we have no plans to put Game Pass on Nintendo and PlayStation. They were like, haha, told you. And it was like, did you hear him say anything about first party games? No, just Game Pass? You're a sucker. Sits down on a podcast. He's like, just 4 games. Are any of those 4 games Indiana Jones or Starfield? No. It's not Indiana Jones or Starfield. And you guys all ran victory laps. And now you look like fools. I swear, it was so obvious. It was so obvious. It was like Phil Spencer literally, he lies straight to your face. And you're like, well, not lie straight to your face, I'm sorry. He'll twist words up, talk out of both sides of his mouth, and you turn around like, I can't believe it. I can't believe it. He did say that? Right, and I said at the time, I told people, I was like, listen to the way he said it. And I got shredded. Oh, yeah, look at this pony coping. And it was like, I'm not coping. Listen to how Phil Spencer said it. He made it crystal clear. Yeah, these 4 games, it's not Indiana Jones or Starfield. It's like, oh, well, then that means they could come. And the very same day, he does an interview with The Verge, and he's like, yeah, nothing's off the table. And these guys, oh my gosh. Yeah, they were only talking about the games at that time. It was super, super obvious. Tom Warren says, I got an early preview of Indiana Jones and the Great Circle last week, and I came away thinking that the game looks great. Circling this one in the diary for December. Well, I hope that's I hope that that's accurate, because like I feel like it could be good. I really do. I want to see gameplay. I don't feel like we've seen really game. You know what I'm saying? I don't feel like we've seen actual, just raw, uncut gameplay. All these real quick snippets. Couple seconds, boom. Couple seconds, boom. Couple seconds, boom. It's like, it's, you know. I want to see some uncut. It's a 4-month release difference. It's only a matter of time before it's day and date. Do people think that Microsoft paid Disney for an indefinite exclusive contract? Why is Towerborn, a game published by Xbox, releasing on Steam first, early access, then it'll be free to play after full release? Mediocre Milton, it's like it's just another time where Xbox speaks out of turn. Yeah, Towerborn's coming in 2024. No, the frick it's not. Quit giving me... This is what kills me, is the constant fixation on the roadmap with Xbox I'm sorry, I can't play a roadmap on my Xbox. I can't install it and play a roadmap. That's all we're ever talking about and celebrating. Roadmap this, roadmap that. Half the games don't even make it. Who cares about your roadmap? It's just fake. It's a fake roadmap to keep people on Game Pass. And I'm freaking tired of it. Towerborn looks great. And I was like, oh, I can't wait to play that. And it's like, when's it coming? No release date. When's it coming? No release date. Avowed, same thing. When's it coming? No release date. Gets bumped to next year. They're literally using their property to create fake roadmaps to keep you on Game Pass. And it's getting old. It's like their roadmaps are worthless. They might as well be written on a napkin. It's like, okay, how many times are you going to do this? I'm supposed to pay to beta test Towerborn and then it'll be free to play. Yeah, I don't get why they would be having you pay for early access and then make it free to play. That is very bizarre. Yo, P-Dub H-Town, thank you so much. Renewing that member plus. The problem is people are listening to Phil and not Satya. It's obvious who's driving the car and it's not Spencer. What's interesting is that during the FTC trial in June of 2023, it was confirmed that the game would only be launching on Xbox and PC. In essence, the decision to revert back to including PS5 release date was made after this date. Yeah, that's a good find, Jay Golden. I told you, Satya kicked the door in and was like, I'm the captain now. This exclusivity stuff is for the dadgum birds. We're not doing it. He literally said during that trial that if he had it his way, there wouldn't be exclusives. You know? And it's like, there you go. All these guys are applying saying, it's launching this year in game preview. Yeah? Do I need Game Pass for that? Yeah? Are you that stupid? You don't let me just show you something. These people are really, really struggling, right? Let me just show you something. This image right here says coming day 1 to Game Pass. Oh yeah. Make sure you stay on Game Pass. And now it's entering Xbox Game Preview and it will launch fully free to play in next year. So yes, you guys don't even have reading comprehension. This is completely pointless now as a piece of advertisement. Who cares if it's coming to Game Pass? It's not coming to Game Pass now. It's going to enter the preview program and then be free to play, which means this right here is a dadgum bill of goods. Is it that hard? Look at how many of these people that are like, can you not read? It's launching into early access on Steam and Game Preview. Oh my gosh. It's going to be playable this year as Game Preview. Get your eyes checked. Take your own dadgum advice. They told you it was coming this year to Game Pass to keep you on Game Pass, and you don't need Game Pass to play it. You guys are suckers. You're all suckers. It's like you don't even read my tweet. Read the tweet. They create these fake roadmaps to keep you on Game Pass. Oh my gosh. Reading comprehension. It's like they have an entire fan base of people that can't read. It's like you can't read and you can't listen. CFO says what he says. Oh, he's talking about ABK. And Phil Spencer says what he says. Yeah, see, suck it, ponies. No Starfield, no Indiana Jones. Phil Spencer says they have no plans to put Game Pass on Nintendo and PlayStation. See, I told you. Oh my gosh. And then here we come. Towerborn is going to go into the preview program and then be free to play. But you got Xbox out here telling you earlier that it's coming to Game Pass. which you now don't need Game Pass to play Towerborn. You actually do need Game Pass for console or PC in order to play game previews? What? No, you don't. What are you talking about? Early access on Steam has nothing to do with Game Pass, and the game preview program doesn't have anything to do with Game Pass. And Tally, that doesn't even matter. It's launching as free to play. When it fully launches, it's free to play next year. Do you really think they were selling people the idea that, like, yeah, play it on Game Pass in early access? Like, it's just another game they said was coming to Game Pass this year, and it's not. It's not even fully launching. And when it fully launches, it's free to play. That's insane to me. It's like they just keep saying that this is coming and this is that and this and the third is coming to Game Pass, and then none of it does. It's like they did that the one year. They're like, look at all the games coming out in the next 12 months. Half the games didn't make it. And then this year, what'd they do? Yeah, Towerborn is coming to Game Pass this year, and Avowed is coming to Game Pass this year. And then they don't. The only game you've gotten this year, published or exclusive or a first-party studio, has been Hellblade 2, and it's friggin' August. Me canceling Game Pass this year has been the best decision of my life. Wait a minute, they advertised a free game as a Game Pass game day and date. That's what nobody seems to understand on my tweet. They're like, it's coming. It's coming in it's coming in preview program. It's like, that's not what they advertised. They advertised play it day one. Look at this image. Coming day one to Game Pass in 2024. That's not true. It's new day one. Its full launch is a free-to-play game. Like, what the heck is going on? I told you guys. I said Xbox speaks out of turn. They did it with Silksong. They did it with Replaced. They did it with all those games they put on that roadmap. Oh, here are the games coming in the next 12 months. They speak out of turn all the time. You sound mad? It's irritating, Borbs. Towerborn was a game I was looking forward to. I have a Series X. I'm on Game Pass Ultimate. I'm like, yeah, dude, bring on the games this year. They were supposed to have a killer lineup, and we've gotten Hellblade 2. Of course I'm frustrated. It's like, what are y'all doing over there? When are you going to turn things around? And now Towerborn, they had no right to do that. They told all these people. They create these roadmaps to keep people on Game Pass. And then when they delay games, people just kick the can further down the road. We're going to be eating good on Game Pass. We're going to be eating good on game. Dude, I can't install a roadmap on my Xbox. I want games to play. Jiminy Christmas. Did you need Game Pass to play Palworld? I don't know. Talik is saying you need Game Pass to play preview games. I didn't think that was true. I thought you could just go to the preview thing or the demo or wherever they have them categorized and just play that. I didn't know that you needed Game Pass to play Palworld. Isn't that what happened with Palworld? Yeah, but Palworld's not published by Xbox. It's not an Xbox exclusive. It was a company that launched their game into early access on Steam, and then they did the preview program on Xbox. Ben says you need Game Pass membership to use Game Preview. Okay. It still does not hold to the marketing. The marketing from Xbox said, play Towerborn day one on Game Pass. Jez Corden has just confirmed the day one of Towerborn, it's a free-to-play game. Completely nullifying the need to have Game Pass to play the dadgum game. That's my point. You were told at the beginning of this year a bunch of these games were coming to Game Pass this year, and you've gotten Hellblade 2. That's my point. It's like, what in the world? That's why it's so frustrating. It's like every time they have a showcase, I give them their flowers. Good showcase. Games look good. Strong showing this year. And then we end up, now look where we are. It's like, oh, okay, great. You literally put games on Game Pass that are free to play. That doesn't even make any sense. Grundmen console warring is weird. Who's console warring? I'm being critical of a platform that I pay money to and have supported and have tons of games on. Who's console warring? Nobody's console warring here. Listen, I know for people that can't stand to have their brand criticized, this is console warring, but I've been just as critical of PlayStation when they pulled the nonsense with Helldivers 2. I don't give a frick who the brand is. I criticize them, right? I'm not some boot-licking sycophant who cares about Xbox or PlayStation. I'm a consumer, and when they do something I don't like or they make a bunch of broken promises, I'm going to call them out about it. You want to keep bootlicking and calling me a pony or, you know, going on podcasts and trying to spin everything into a positive, go ahead. I don't like the taste of boots. It's getting old. It's like they're going to switch into a publisher. Great. But then are we even going to be able to rely on release dates then too? Are we even going to be able to like, oh yeah, that game's coming? Maybe. Every release date's a maybe now with them. It's still on Game Pass. You don't need it to play it, but you can. Lots of Xbox release dates now. Yeah, but how many of those are not even Xbox release dates? What are you talking about? Call of Duty, multiplat. Doom the Dark Ages, multiplat. Diablo, that's DLC, and it's a multiplat. Like, Indiana Jones is now a multiplat once the, whenever the release date is next year. At least it's exclusive for, 4 months. World of Warcraft. I mean, ain't many Christmas. I knew he was trolling again. This guy says, I sat about 3 seats away from Phil Spencer and glanced over during the reveal of Indiana Jones coming to PS5, and he legit looked like this. Homelander gif from when Homelander's in the theater. Oh, my. I wasn't saying you're wrong. Just want to make sure people knew that you do need a Game Pass membership to play game previews. Of course, not on Steam, but on Xbox PC and Xbox you do. My understanding is that you can only play Towerborn on console in 2024 with Game Pass. How is that not what they promised? Kirk, come on. You're a lawyer. Look at this. Coming day one to Game Pass in 2024. Day one refers to the release date. That's not the release date. Game preview is not release date. 1.0 is release date. That's play it day one on Game Pass. It's a free-to-play game next year. Since when is Game Pass telling you can play it day one in early access? That's never been something that they've advertised. Whenever they say play it day one on Game Pass, they're saying play this on its release date. That's been the marketing for how long? Play it day one means play it day one on release date. You doing some kind of loophole shenanigans to be like, well, technically you can play Towerborn on Game Pass in 2024 through the game preview program. Oh my gosh, it's releasing next year, full release as a free-to-play game. Jiminy freaking Christmas. You need to pay to play a free game that isn't even finished. Yeah, that's what I'm saying, dude. Their roadmaps are a joke. They're did I say Towerborn? That's a very different game. That's a very different game, guys. That's a very different game. You get first access on Game Pass, only on Game Pass on console. Are you upset they aren't couching it as a delay? It's all the same thing from them all the time, Kirk. They trot out a roadmap, and they get everybody to stay on Game Pass, and then everything gets kicked down the road. Everything gets delayed. Avowed gets delayed. Towerborn's you're not even gonna need the Game Pass to play Towerborn. It's a free-to-play game. That's absolutely absurd. Like what Eugene is saying, that's absurd. All of a sudden, I'm paying for Game Pass to play early access previews of games. Like, what? Since when? We're 4 years into the gen, dude. It's just so dissatisfying. It's always the same thing from them. And then if you're critical of it, you get called up. You get told that you're console warring and you're a pony and everything else. And it's like, good golly. The quicker they go day and date with all their releases, the better. Because then it'll just be like, yeah, well, I mean, game, who cares who's making it? The game's everywhere. Let's talk about how good the game is. Now that Indy's confirmed, honest question, what do we think is next? How will Phil and Sarah spin this? Look, Street Shadow, thank you for the 5 spot. They're going to do the same thing they've done. They're going to say, we've been saying for a very long time that when everybody plays, everybody wins. They're just going to keep doing that. They don't have to spin anything. They're just going to say, hey, we've just continued to say that we think it's best for everybody if everybody can play. They're going to demonize exclusives. This is a good point. Where are these games that Avowed need to get out of the way of? Also, they delayed Avowed to give room for other games in Indies December. Wasn't Avowed a fall game? What kind of smoke and mirrors is that? Yeah, remember the Avowed delay was like, oh, we want to make room for your backlog. What are you talking about? Indiana Jones is in December. Stalker Dragon Age? Oh, so they're giving your backlog room for games that they don't own? And, I mean, Stalker, they paid for exclusivity, but, like, Dragon Age isn't their game. What in the frick are you doing? If PlayStation came out and told me that, oh, yeah, we're delaying Spider-Man. We want to let your backlog breathe. There's a lot of other companies' games coming out. I'd be like, man, what the heck? What are you talking about? You had me subscribe to Game Pass. I was told one big game at quality a quarter, and I've got Hellblade 2, and then Indiana Jones is in December. Goodness gracious. It's not free until next year. I can't play it without Game Pass until next year. The first day I can play it, the first day it's ever available is on Game Pass. Feels semantic to criticize? No, it feels semantic to defend a statement that we all know what it meant, and now you're trying to retroactively change what play it day one on Game Pass means. Play it day one on Game Pass has always meant play this game on its release date. Preview program and early access is not a release date. It's not. You are the one playing semantics to defend a marketing point and a drum that Xbox has banged on for years. And you're like, well, technically, through basic, legalese backflips of logic, you can play Towerborn the first day it's available on Game Pass. That's not what the marketing was conveying. It's not. To presume that you can read this and be that charitable, that's not what this conveys. It's not. We're redefining day and date. That's what I'm saying. This conveys, this game's coming out, it's releasing this year, and you can play it day one on Game Pass. That is no longer true. This game is not coming out this year. It's releasing next year, and it's releasing as a free-to-play game. Now, that's a great perk of Game Pass, and if they would have originally marketed it that way, I wouldn't care. Hey, we've got some games that are going to go into early access or preview. That's another perk of Game Pass. You can play them as soon as that happens. Like, that's totally fine. You can't keep walking out and saying, we're going to have these games coming out and you can play them day one on Game Pass, and you keep delaying them, or you're like, well, but we're going to let you play early access. Oh, okay. What the heck? Like, that's not at all how it was positioned. That's not how Avowed was positioned. Avowed was positioned as releasing this year, and they're delaying it to let your backlog, breathe. And it's like, what? But what do you mean my backlog can breathe? Indiana Jones is coming out in December. Early access counts for Game Pass? Listen. I'm not a sucker. You want to be a sucker? Be a sucker. Let Xbox continue to give you fake roadmaps and empty promises and release dates that they don't honor, and smoke and mirrors trickery to be like, well, it's not Indiana Jones or Starfield. You go ahead. You go right ahead. I'm not a sucker. When they pull this crap, I'm going to call them on it. It's garbage. They keep trotting out fake roadmaps to keep you on Game Pass. They did it in 2022, they did it in 2023, and they did it again this year. They just keep trotting out this fake mirage of like, yo, it's just the games you're gonna get, and then they don't come, or they don't come on time. I mean, how many games at this point have they've actually promised you games showing up at certain points in time hitting Game Pass? There are more games that haven't made it than have. Like, that's terrible. I'm not console warring. How is it console warring to be critical of a company that you own their product, own their property, and pay for Game Pass? How is that console warring? When have I yet invoked any of the other consoles as better? How is that console warring? Listen, I know with your infantile understanding of words, it's really hard to hear somebody be critical of a brand and not like wet yourself, get scared and be like, oh no, this guy's console warring. I've not yet invoked PlayStation. I've not invoked Nintendo. I've said, this is the way this company markets their product, and it's always misleading. It's always a bill of goods. It's always fake to keep you on Game Pass. That's critical of their marketing. That's critical of how their games don't show up on time. How on earth is that console warring? Like, it's only console warring to people who won't criticize Xbox for anything. It's like, what's the problem here? Are you okay with them doing this? Are you okay with them doing that? You're okay with them multiple years in a row now trotting out roadmaps that aren't even remotely accurate? You're fine with that? You're okay with constantly being told things that aren't true or that don't happen? Seriously, if you're okay with that as a consumer, go right ahead. I mean, you're just being a sucker. You're just letting a company tell you stuff that isn't true. Everybody gets mad at PlayStation for not saying anything. I get mad at PlayStation for not saying anything. I'm like, just frickin' say something. Tell us when your showcase is. Talk to us. And they don't. Do you want to know why they don't? Because this is what happens. This is exactly the problem. I like the way Nintendo does it too. And I've continued to say with Xbox, please just use the developer direct to walk out the release dates for that year, and then use the showcase to basically do your big announcements, and you can have like generic dates, right? You can have, you know, oh, here's a bunch of games coming in 2025, and then use the developer direct to kick off the year to give us release dates. I think that would be a perfect way for them to handle their marketing. They're in the position right now to stop doing what they're doing. They own so much property. They own so many studios. They don't need to do this nonsense of, here's everything coming. Whoops-a-daisy, just kidding. Half of it's not going to make it. Here's everything that's coming. Well, actually, as the year goes on, we're going to kick a bunch of things down the road and out of this year. And it's all done to keep you on Game Pass and to keep you on the hook. I'm much more concerned about the dog walking people with Fable than this particular thing. I think you're trying to fit this into a pattern that definitely exists, but this isn't a good example of it. It's a horse of a different color. It's just a horse of a different color, Kirk. Like, they constantly do this thing of like, hey, we're doing this thing, man, Game Pass, and then it doesn't show up. Nobody, not a single person, saw the trailers for Towerborn and thought, play it day one on Game Pass. Oh, that's actually going to be early access, and then it's going to be a free-to-play game when it fully releases. Ain't nobody thinking that. Ain't nobody thinking that when that announcement and trailer got revealed. Come on. What are we doing here? It's systematic at this point. Right, Towerborn's just one more example. It's different for sure. It's different for sure. But it's just one more example. Please see what Tally said. What did Tally say? From what I've seen on Steam, Towerborn Early Access is going to be at least $24.99. Yeah, that's common. That's common for Steam, for sure. Yeah. And you could pay for Palworld on the Xbox, could you not? If you didn't have Game Pass, couldn't you pay to play Palworld when it was in early access? I'm pretty sure that you could. Hilly says they've been including this game on every showcase since 2023, and it's a free-to-play game. Yeah, like that's the other thing is, how does that not upset you? It's like that Towerborn has been in all these showcases all these different times. It's a free-to-play game. It's a free-to-play game. Play day one on Game Pass. It's a freaking free-to-play game, dude. Street Shadow with a $10 super chat tip. Sony made the mistake in the past of talking too much. I remember Last Guardian, Agent, and others took forever or didn't come. Not to say silence is better, but listen, I think it's totally fair to compare to what Sony and Nintendo does, because Sony and Nintendo get a lot of criticism for their marketing. And it's like, Xbox actually needs to do less of what they're doing, and I would be totally fine. Like, just say a little bit less, give me release dates in January at the Dev Direct, and then the showcase is all about announcements. I don't need a bunch of dates in the summer showcase. I don't need dates. Why? Well, you've already given me the dates for the year. Right? Think about it. That would be such a great kickoff. It's January. Here are all the games coming to Game Pass and Xbox right now, right? Or not right now, this year, I'm sorry. And they trot out their big 4 games. Awesome, cool. Go ahead and do that. And when the summer hits, you do your summer showcase and you just do all the big announcements. You probably would still mention the 2 games that are still coming, because at that point in time, there would be 2 games still coming if they do one big game a quarter. I think that would be so good. It was like, you don't need to do this other thing that you've been doing. It's just irritating. It's to the point now where I watch your showcases. It's like, yeah, sure, whatever. The dates don't even matter. I don't understand get free trial. What does free trial do for the Palworld game preview? You can get Game Pass, and then the Palworld game preview is included with Game Pass. You can buy it for $29.99, and then it says get free trial. So can you just play it for like a limited amount of time or something? Yeah, Indiana Jones is coming to Game Pass day and date, yes. No, Indiana Jones got a release date. It also got a release date for PlayStation 5. You aren't playing Towerborn this year? Yeah, I'll be able to play it in early access, but that's not what I was told. Listen, if they did that, let them do that with Indiana Jones. Would you be okay with that? What if they started doing that? Yeah, play it day one on Game Pass. And then the games don't actually release on Game Pass. They come out in this game preview early access thing. Would you be okay with that? Isn't the entire value system and point of Game Pass is, here's our games, play them day one on Game Pass, not play them in early access on Game Pass. Like, the entire value proposition of Game Pass for how long has been, play the games the day they come out, not play them in early access. Like, the absolute copium that it takes to be like, oh, but you're going to be able to play it. Oh my gosh. Don't you have standards? Don't you have any self-respect? To be like, I'm tired of being told something that isn't true. I'm tired of being given, like, why? Why are you letting them off the hook? I don't get that. It's a free-to-play game. Isn't early access day one? No, play it day one on Game Pass refers to the release date. Early access is not a release date. You can't say, oh, it's releasing as a free-to-play game next year. Like, and then be like, oh, but the early access counts as a release date. That's not a release date. This is what I feel like happens. I feel like what happens is I'm constantly having to talk to people who are playing with a dictionary that's like a choose-your-own-adventure dictionary. You can just change what words mean on a whim. It's like, oh, well, we're just going to change what exclusive means on a whim to basically argue that there are no exclusives anymore, because a game coming from PlayStation 2, 3, and sometimes 4 years later to PC means they're not exclusive. Oh, okay. It's like you're just constantly changing everything. So now it's, yeah, play it day one on Game Pass. That doesn't mean play it on its release date. That means, oh yeah, you can play it in early access. Oh my gosh. You're just changing what words mean. With that logic, all betas would be release dates. Right, like, think about it like this. Baldur's Gate 3 was in early access for how long? It didn't fully launch. It didn't fully launch. Like, its full release, its release date, the year it came out was when it actually released. No one would be like, yeah, it released back XYZ dates ago. Yeah, they did it with Replaced. They did it with Replaced. They kept putting Replaced in their stuff. And it's coming, it's coming, it's coming. Now Replaced got delayed to next year, too. The movie's going to help Borderlands 4. No, Borderlands 4 is going to help Borderlands franchise. Goodness gracious, that movie bombed. Y'all must be new gamers to not understand what's being said. It's the same thing every time, Brooklyn. It's the same thing every time. It's like, do whatever you can to twist words and definitions to make it seem like what Xbox is doing is okay. And I just think it's embarrassing. It's like, have some standards as a consumer. It was like when I got mad at what PlayStation did with Helldivers 2. It's like, don't you have any standards? You're just okay with the company not looking at the context and just damaging their product? 4 hours into Concord's early access, there are 2 reviews on Steam. That game's going to bomb so hard. Yeah, I've been very critical of Concord. I've been critical of that game and where I think it's going to go, and that's a PlayStation property. I think it's okay for you to assert that you had a reasonably informed expectation based on precedent, but they are delivering it to Game Pass the first day it can be played on a platform. Yes, and that's not what play it day one on Game Pass means. You're retrofitting the, yeah, you could play it on the first day. You're retrofitting the reality to something that was never intended to be understood. It's not precedent, it's the effing English language. That's what I'm saying. Like, it's not precedent, it's what that word and that term means. Play it day one on Game Pass is quite literally saying, like, play it on its release date. That's what they've always been. That's a huge value point. Early access game preview, that's not day one. That's not the release date. And the salt in the wound, Kirk, the salt in the wound is it's a free-to-play game when it finally releases. That's unbelievable. I don't think it's fair to tell people to have some self-respect. We're in the minority on monitoring this stuff. A lot of folks aren't aware. No, I'm talking to the people, Sven, that are saying, oh, but you can play it day one, or when they were defending Phil Spencer, or when they were saying none of the games are coming. It's like, dude, have some self-respect. These guys have been lying to you or misrepresenting roadmaps or misrepresenting dates for years now. And if you have some self-respect to criticize them, it doesn't feel like you respect yourself. It feels like you're more interested in defending Xbox. It's like, you don't care about the roadmaps that just continue to fall apart in the months after the showcase? Like, I would feel betrayed, right? I would feel betrayed if I went out here on Twitter and went to war with Xbox and was, parading around these roadmaps, and every year the roadmaps fall to pieces. You know what I mean? Day and date are also established industry terms. Yeah, these are industry terms. They refer to the release date of the game, not early access. Why are they selling 3-day early access on editions of the games? If Game Pass shouldn't I automatically get it 3 days early? Well, I mean, I don't know. I don't care about selling early access to games. That doesn't bother me. If you want to buy the game and pre-order the game and you get in a little bit early, you don't have to buy that. You don't have to do that. You can wait. There are too many semantics, as AOZ. If playing early access count as day one, then why couldn't you play Forza early access? You had to buy the premium version on Game Pass. Day one count goes both ways. Oh, snap. I didn't even realize what Butters was doing, and AOZ just made it clear for me. Yeah, let's talk about that. Logically, The first day you can play these games that sell early access, you can't play that on Game Pass. That's a total checkmate, Kirk. I'm not luring at you, I'm luring with you. Yeah, but you just lost. You just lost. Butters and AOZ just came in like a WWE wrestling match. They just came in and took a chair to the back of your head. You're on the canvas. You can play games early access, and you don't get it early on Game Pass. So the first day the game is playable, you can't play it on Game Pass. Ergo, your argument about early access is defunct. Because if you could play every single game that was available the first day it was able to play on Game Pass, and you'd get all those early access games. You can buy a game, it's Ultimate Edition, and you can play it 3 days early. Well, you got to do that if you want to play those games. They did that with Starfield. They sold early access in addition to Game Pass. So the first day that Starfield was playable, you needed more than Game Pass to play it. Therefore, the first day it's available to be played doesn't count as day and date. Day and date is the release date. That proves it. The point that Butters and AOZ just made proves that play it day one and play it day and date is referring to the release date, not the first day that it's playable. Because the first day it's playable is commonly like 3 days early now because they're selling early access. That's it. Those guys just came in and tag teamed and won the fight for me. And 5 gifted members from Charles Freeman. That's it. It's over. Yeah, Lamau semantics. No, it's true. Like, you can't just say semantics. They're selling you something. It's called a value proposition. The value proposition is when this game releases, you can play it day one on Game Pass. That's what it's been for years. You get it on Game Pass like months before that, and that's somehow an own on me. I'm obviously not going to get anywhere here. No, Kirk. I'm using the logic of your argument against you. I'm using the logic of your argument against you. Track with me here. You said they're making good on the promise because the first day the game is playable, you can play it on Game Pass. Therefore, they're making good on the promise of play it day one on Game Pass. The flaw in your argument is the first day that Starfield was playable, you had to pay for that. You had to buy the game's edition that came with early access. Therefore, play it day one on Game Pass does not refer to play it the first day it's available. Your argument has been destroyed by that. Your argument is in tatters. We just proved that play it day one on Game Pass does not refer to the first day it's playable. It refers to the release date, meaning Towerborn's release date is next year and it's free to play. Therefore, the promise of playing Towerborn play it day one on Game Pass isn't coming true. I did not say that the first day and day one are equivalent. The first day is, well, mother effing before day one. Yeah, which means this promise is no longer true. This promise is no longer true. Play it day one on Game Pass. You know what? It's day one, right? Play it day one. It's free to play game. It's a free to play game. There is no play it day one on Game Pass because day one just became a free to play game. Therefore, their marketing doesn't even make any sense. Doesn't make any sense. You just conceded that day one is the release date. That means that marketing is bogus. It's bogus. It's just another lie. Rich Rod with the 2 spot. We have to hold Xbox consumers accountable. I don't care about holding consumers accountable. I try to raise their consciousness. It's like, why are you letting this company do this? Quit defending them. So what do people who want to play it for free log on in 2024 and realize they have to pay to be on the game to preview to play it? I don't understand the question. Okay, you're right. Fu and Xbox for delivering the game on Game Pass in 2024 like they said they would, and before anyone without Game Pass can play it on console. Xbox scamming again. Yeah, I mean, I know what you're doing. You're trying to give them credit for something when they don't deserve credit. That's the point. That's the point. They don't deserve credit. You literally market Game Pass as play it day one on Game Pass, as in when this game releases, you can play it on Game Pass. That promise is now no longer true. You don't even know what state the game's going to be in early access, Kirk. Baldur's Gate early access was just the first act. It wasn't even the full game. It wasn't even the full game. We don't even know what state the game's going to be in. Is it going to be limited? Is it going to be chapter 1? Are there going to be missing characters? You don't know. You don't know. Play it day one on Game Pass is not happening anymore. Its day one is now next year, and it's a free-to-play game. That's a problem. Play Avowed in 2024 on Game Pass. Nope, they delayed it, and they said it was to free up the backlog, and yet Indiana Jones is releasing on December the 9th. What the heck backlog are you talking about? Stalker's in September, which means you could have released Avowed in October or November. They're saying Towerborn launches free to play, but to play it in 2024, you have to pay for Xbox Preview to play the game. It's not free to play until 2025. Folks looking at that ad are going to be like, oh, dope, free to play day one, 2024, and then proceed to log on, and you have to have game preview or log off. Exactly. Like, it's just, the whole thing's muddled. The whole thing's muddled and confusing. Creature says, use title to bait people onto a paid service. Reveal said title is free to play. Totally legit move. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. You've been baiting people to get on Game Pass with Towerborn, and it's a free to play game. Towerborn launches in early access for PC on September the 10th. This is not on Game Pass. It's Steam only. Jez seems to indicate that it's coming. He says Steam early access on September 10th with Xbox Game Preview in tow. Does he indicate when? When's it coming to Game Pass Preview? If your argument is that they offered a feature-complete game on Game Pass and they're delivering a not feature-complete game and that is bad, I'll concede that much. The timing thing, I don't. The timing thing is superfluous. It's superfluous because the entire point of Game Pass is to play games on their release date on Game Pass. That's the whole value proposition of Game Pass. All right, I'm reading his article now. Hang on. Early access will give you a Founders Pack on Steam, they're saying. Okay. In a blog post, they said, we knew our approach to Towerborn was going to be a little bit different by being very targeted at the start and building up to bigger audience. Well, what about the preview program? If it's coming to Steam first, that's also worse? He doesn't even say in his article when it's coming to Xbox's game preview. All right, here's the phrasing right here, Kirk. Today at Gamescom, Towerborn will launch initially in Steam Early Access on September the 10th. Xbox game preview will follow at a later date. Play it day one on Game Pass, Kirk. Except that, according to you, the first day that it's playable is actually on Steam. It's on Steam. Play it day one on Game Pass. Yeah, there you go, boys. Oh. I always win, Kirk. Play it day one. Day one, boys. Apparently is $25 on Steam. That's what they meant. I mean, that's what they meant. If you look at the fine print, really, it's just right down here where you can't see or read or out of the frame, and it's also invisible, that coming day one to Game Pass actually means coming to Steam for $25 in early access, and it'll end up on the, the preview program at a later date. And oh, by the way, this is a free-to-play game. Yeah. At the end of the trailer, it says coming soon to Game Pass and the Series X and the S. Yeah. It just says coming soon. Like, we don't know what that means. Like, quite literally, I mean, it could... Homie, it could hit the preview program on Xbox in January. You don't know. We don't know. Listen. I'll tell you this. I'll put money on it. Listen to me. If there was a date that Towerborn was coming to Xbox Game Pass Early Access or preview program or whatever they want to say it, and it was this year, it would be in that dadgum trailer. It's freaking August. We're almost in September. You don't know the date? Again, a lack of date. What's going on? Of course. Oh my gosh. It's going to launch after Steam Early Access 100%. That's guaranteed. It's guaranteed. It's 100%. It's 100% going to come after Early Access on Steam. That's guaranteed. You have to buy one of the 4 Founder Pack in order to get Early Access on Steam. Part of me thinks that Xbox did this to Towerborn to distract from the indie on PS5. This is like finding skid marks in your shorts and deciding to crap yourself to hide the fact. It's just... I snorted. It's just too good. Every frickin' time. Every time. Like, what do we do? What are we doing here? Who said that? They're our new king? Hilly said that in the Discord. Hilly said it in Discord. Okay, the Xbox show thing tomorrow. Hang on. I gotta quickly let you guys know what we're doing tomorrow. I'm not gonna call him Lil Kirky. I don't want to do that. I like to tease Kirk. I don't like that. Jaffe's being Jaffe, but if I did it, I would feel like I'm being... That just feels condescending. Okay, so tomorrow, Wednesday the 21st, Xbox goes live at 9 a.m. So we'll just start the day tomorrow with them. Let me see when the future game show is. I believe it is also tomorrow, and we are co-streaming that. August 21st, tomorrow at... frick. We can't Oh, no, we can co-stream that. I was thinking of soccer practice. I don't have soccer practice. That's at 4 p.m. Eastern. So we'll take a break whenever, Xbox is done with whatever it's doing, I'll hang out with members, and then we'll do the Future Game Show at 4 p.m. That'll probably run to 6, and then I'll have to bail out of here. I may have to talk to my wife. We should be able to make it to church. I should be able to just go upstairs, and I'll just eat on the way, which we typically do anyway. So... Jez retweets Klob here, and he says, Xbox's messaging lately has revolved entirely around putting console users last, I feel. Xbox Game Pass is great, but plenty don't use it. The lineup is great, but you don't need an Xbox console for it. Why should you be an Xbox owner today? Does Xbox even have an answer to that? I'm glad we finally got Genshin Impact years later. The biggest game on Steam right now is not on Xbox for X amount of months. He's talking about Black Myth Wukong. Towerborn is hitting Steam first. Industry is changing, sure, changing rapidly. Will Xbox console users be brought along or left behind? Three biggest and most exciting announcements. Borderlands 4 got me really excited. Secret Level got me really excited. And I'm trying to think of the other game that one from the guys that made Little Nightmares looked really, really cool. What was it called? Reanimal. That one looked really, really cool. What were some of the other announcements? There was at least... Didn't the Game Awards tweet like every single announcement? The Mafia thing, I don't really care much about that. Yeah, Secret Level in Borderlands 4 was honestly the most exciting for me. Dune Awakening looked fine. I actually thought the Black Ops 6 campaign footage looked legit. I thought it looked legit. Like, everybody was like, this looks bad. I thought it looked amazing. Marvel Rivals is coming this year. Was that a Jeff's thing? Yes and no. Crazy in the Xbox One gen, Sony used it to market share to bully Xbox and dried up third-party content and succeeded. I love that Sony apparently bullied Microsoft. That's just such an amazing take. They were literally trying to force them out of the industry. Sony has no first-party roadmap, no AAA content until next year. What? Instead of applying the same pressure that was applied to them. Oh, man. I mean, when licking your wounds ends up being like, looks like that's like you're licking your own butthole. Like, that doesn't even make any sense. What? Yeah, Dune looked fine for an MMO, but it also just kind of looked like gunplay didn't look that good. Some of the animations were pretty funky. So, all right, I gotta go and get ready for soccer practice. This is the latest I've streamed in a long time. So I'll see you guys in the morning. No morning. I don't think we'll have morning coffee. If I can figure it out, I'll try. To do morning coffee. But we might just go live at like 8:14, 8:30. I'm sorry, 8:45 or 8:30 for the Xbox thing at 9. And then the Future Game Show is at 4. So thanks for all your support. Smash like on the way out. Y'all are the best. I'm sure I provided plenty of clips to people who want to call me a pony. Let them. You just making my metrics look better and better every month. So we will be doing this tomorrow. I appreciate you guys so much. And Indiana Jones seems like it's probably just the beginning of other things, as we have predicted quite a bit. And, that batting average is going up, which, it is what it is. It is what it is. All right. I'll see you guys later. I got to go. Thanks for all that you do for the channel. And yeah, see you in the morning.